Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes kicked off the weekend with a dominating 42-3 win over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Carnell Tate had a breakout game, finishing with 9 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. Julian Sain also had a solid game, passing for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Buckeyes will travel to Illinois to play the 17th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini on Saturday. The Cleveland Browns traveled to London to play the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. After leading for all of the fourth quarter, the Vikings scored with 25 seconds left in the game to beat the Browns 21-17. And the Cincinnati Bengals hosted the Detroit Lions yesterday, but they lost by a final score of 37-24. This update was sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Stop this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Monday to you. What's up? I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning, Tyvis.
Good morning.
I like the bandana look today. It's nice.
I woke up feeling like Tupac this morning.
Okay.
So I decided to, put my bandana on for Tupac.
I was going to say, I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Right.
See. He was crip walking in here earlier. He was doing a crip walk in here early, and I looked at Tito was over there, Jeff Thidoff, and I said, Tito and I are doing a walk to the crypt, like to our death. Whereas you're just crip walking, we are crypt walking.
Tito is mad because he can't move like me. No, that's his problem.
He can't, and that's I've made my peace with that. I'm fine with that. I can't dance, and I don't need to.
Call
It's
the
fine.
cops if you see Tupac.
Yeah, that's right. My favorite is when Barney covered that. You ever see that video?
Yes.
Where they took the
Yes.
Barney video and they put Tupac lyrics over like a Barney song?
I have not seen that.
It's hilarious. Yes, you have, because I've showed you. You must have forgotten about it.
That wasn't Tupac, was it?
Yeah, it was. They have a bunch of them, where they did that with Barney. But
the
yes.
video, if you want to look it up yourself, is called Hit 'em Up Barney.
Yes, it's great. It's one of the all-timers. Because I think there's one point where they have like a toothbrush and he's like brushing his teeth.
The best part is when they do the feature and they bring in a kid to do the rapping.
Yes, they do the kid.
Oh my gosh, it's so great.
They took something as innocent as Barney.
No, what you should be saying is they took something as great as Tupac and sullied it with the horror that is Barney. Never liked Barney.
You wasn't
Never
a Barney
fan.
kid?
No, I wasn't a Barney
You know what's
kid.
crazy is I wasn't a Barney guy either.
No, I was more, I grew up Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers.
See, I wasn't that either.
What'd you have? What was your...
Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, Judge Judy,
Explains
Judge Joe Brown. That's
much.
what I watched.
So much explained right there by that. I love it. That's
See,
great.
what is these kids programs you speak of?
Yeah, that was. I tried to watch Jerry Springer. My parents wouldn't let me. If they ever caught me watching that on like a sick day when I was home from school, no, instantly turned off.
My parents would drop me off because they had to work. They would drop me off at my grandparents' house, and that's what my grandparents would have on their TV. That's back when you had like 6 channels.
Yeah, of course.
8, 43, 5, 55, those things. And
that's if you grew up in
the
Cleveland.
Yes. Yeah,
here we had 4, 6, 10, 28, 53, 34.
Yes.
34
PBS Kids, which apparently they don't have PBS Kids in Cleveland.
They got it. No, they got it. But my grandparents said, "This is what we watching. We ain't watching that stuff."
Your grandparents said, "F them kids. We're not watching their stuff."
By the way, Barney, the new Barney, which is like 5 or 6 years old, I wouldn't let my kid watch that Barney. That Barney is terrifying. He's
really? I haven't seen the new Barney.
Yes,
I didn't know there was such a thing.
They changed the look of Barney, and he does not look good.
Oh,
but I will say this.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's weird.
I will
That's
say
creepy.
this. When I was a kid and I was at home and we had cable, I did like Blue's Clues, but I think that guy turned out to be bad, right?
No, I don't think so. Blue's Clues guy was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Steve or whatever his name is. He's fine.
But they got Blue's Clues back, and he's not on it.
Because he's doing other things.
Like what?
I don't know.
We supposed to be finding Blue's Clues.
He actually, there was a time like during the pandemic when everybody's like, oh no, this sucks, this is bad. He would come on and do videos and was like, hey guys, it's Steve. How's it going? And he would just do the voice and kind of be that guy. And it's like, oh, it's calming. This voice from childhood has come back to help us feel better about this weird situation. Yeah, so he was doing stuff like that. He's on social media. We have a lot to get to today. We will talk to, well, first off, at Bob McKelligan. Bob, him too. Let me start over. 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Bob McKelligan, voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets, radio voice. He will join us at 7:17. We will talk with him, get ready for the Jackets season opener this week, and get a little preview of the season as we get started with Jacket season coming up here. At 7:45, we have our Overachiever of the Week. I have some nice suggestions there. 8:30, the breakdown with Joshua Perry, our guy. He will join us to talk Buckeyes, college football, and more. The story that we can talk about also today, and we will talk about a lot today, dumb head coaches. We had some dumb head coaches in college football, like James Franklin. We will talk about him. We will talk about NFL head coaches who were stupid, namely two of them that coach football in this state, both Kevin Stefanski and Zach Taylor, for different reasons. So all that we can get into coming up, but let's start with the Buckeyes because they smoked Minnesota 42-3. Not really a contest, not really unexpected, I don't think. Although I had a little concern that Drake Lindsey would come in and possibly be able to, beat you with a deep ball. He has a big arm. He is a redshirt freshman, but he has played fairly well this season. Came into the shoe, and that first drive looked pretty good.
Did.
I think he had like 50 or 60 yards on that first drive.
About it, too.
Ended with 94.
Yeah.
Did not break 100 yards passing, just to give you an idea of how this went. So
let's stop right there. Do you know how ridiculous that is in today's football, that you can't get 100 yards passing?
Oh, then you might say, if you watched none of this game, well, then maybe Minnesota was just more of like a running team.
No, they dropped back a lot.
They ran it for 68 yards.
Today, in today's football, when you drop back 26 times, you should get 100, at least 110.
Yeah.
The fact that this defense held them to 94 yards passing, it's incredible. Like, I see why PJ Fleck said what he said, and I think the Washington coach did the same thing after their game. Like, what Matt Patricia's doing on defense, I've never seen anything like this before. Like, what is it? Is it still 5.5 points per game that they have?
I think
it might be lower.
They added 3 to this total. Yeah, right. I don't even know what that averages out to, but it's when it's single digits, that's all that matters to me.
I'm jealous that I'm not like, we didn't have this going when I was there. Like, don't get me wrong, we were good, but not like this. Like, there's so many different people on that defense that's contributing. Like, you see Kenyatta Jackson go down, and it's like, oh, man, that's like he's been a solid piece. But Bo Atkinson
just rolling another guy who's played. Yeah.
Like, it's so many guys that's rolling in this season. Zion Grady got in there and had, I think, a TFL. Like, it's just so many different pieces that's rolling in. And I love the fact that they're doing that, because they're getting guys this experience now so that they don't have to go through what they went through this past offseason where it was like, oh, we got a bunch of inexperienced guys that haven't played. They're rolling guys on their roster. I mean, Mylan Graham, Zion Grady, so many different young guys that I seen in there. Padilla was in at guard.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible that they're this good and they have this many pieces that can come in and contribute.
Yeah, and I know that the temptation certainly is to look at Minnesota and say, well, they're not any good. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But they're a Big Ten team that has won some games. And Drake Lindsey, for what it's worth, every other game this season threw for at least 200 yards and had one 300-yard game, another where he threw for 290. So I'm just saying he is capable of making throws and plays, and you pretty much neutralized all of that. And then offensively, the narrative we talked about last week, no explosive plays, which we said was stupid last week when people brought that up. Well, we had explosive plays. Julian saying 23 of 27, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. What more do you want? And I'll tell you the best throw he had was the one where the dude was in his face, where he got clobbered, and he stepped right into the throw. And I'm trying to remember who he completed that to, but it was a seed down the middle. Nice throw by him. Julian Sand looks great. The offense looks like it's pretty good. Running game still has a little ways to go, but I think they'll find their footing there. Carnell Tate, 9 catches, 183 yards, and a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith, not as many yards, 67, but 2 touchdowns. Part of that. The explosive plays are there. We're fine. We're good. I'm not going to complain about anything from this game. Was there anything to complain about from this game?
There's nothing to complain about. Even special teams made a big-time play. The punt, the catching the punt, throwing it to Lorenzo Styles Jr. and letting him run up the sideline.
Yeah.
Wish he would have scored, but that's like
great.
the first time in a long time, well, since last year, since Caleb Downs took that punt to the house against Indiana, that we seen some explosive play on the special teams. This was one of those games that all 3 phases did something to get that crowd to go nuts. And it was crazy. It was funny watching it on TV because some people say the shoe ain't even that loud. It's not even that loud. I heard it through the TV, so I know. I watch Minnesota struggle to communicate on that field, so I know that them fans is loud and proud down there at the shoe. So it was nice seeing that. And Carnell Tate, man, I think he probably will make this first round thing because it was a thing going into this season. Would the streak end? I think it's been like 5 years, maybe.
I think you're right.
We've had a first round pick and
wide receiver.
At wide receiver, and it was like, could this be the year that they skipped that? And Carnell is playing so good.
Well,
I don't see how you don't take him in the first round.
If you watched any NFL yesterday, it would be criminal of your organization if you're an NFL team after seeing what Brian Hartline has put out every single year for these guys when they go to the league and they're just awesome. I think it would be stupid for any team that needs a wide receiver to not look at Carnell Tate and say top 5, top 10, top 15.
You saying the Browns should take Carnell Tate?
I'm saying there's like a dozen teams that could use a number 1 wide receiver. I mean, Emeka Egbuka was never the number 1 guy here, was he?
No.
Is he a number 1 guy now in the NFL?
He
looks like it. I'm just telling you, like, just because you're not number 1 here doesn't mean you're not number 1. Like, doesn't mean you couldn't be a number 1 when you get to the league.
Terry McLaurin was never a number 1 here.
And he's your number 1 guy there.
It seems like all the people that wasn't number 1s here go to the NFL and actually do better.
Yeah. Speaking of teams that need wide receiver help, like you mentioned, the Browns lose in what I think is incredibly dumb fashion. We will discuss it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Monday. Well, when it comes to an early morning commute right now, not looking too good, at least for folks over at our northeast corner in New Albany. We are noticing our first crash of the morning, and that's happening on that 161 eastbound direction just past New Albany Road and right before that 62 intersection. Left lane currently blocked out there and not too good with your drive times being at 9 miles per hour in this area because of a crash. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Columbus, October is here, and with good weather comes more home improvement projects. Do you have old, stuck, or cracked windows that you've been putting off replacing? Well, Window Nation Columbus can help. This month, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 more for free. There's no limit to how many windows you replace, and your total price includes 1-day installation. With Window Nation, you also won't have to make any payments for 2 years, which is a big deal with the holiday season coming up. And did I mention you could celebrate your newly upgraded home with 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game? What other company in Columbus would thank you for replacing all your windows in your home with a fun experience like that? Put an end to your window problems before this beautiful fall weather ends. Now through October 31st, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free now, plus pay nothing for 2 years with Window Nation, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit windownation.com today to start your free estimate. That's windownation.com.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th brings the Columbus Italian Festival's 45th anniversary to the streets of Italian Village. Cheer a bocce tournament, step to Italian line dancing, or be enthralled with Italian music. Everywhere. Free parking at Columbus State. Hop on the free shuttle to the festival grounds. Many wait all year for the 3 days to devour one of the best voted pizzas in the region. Skip the line. Buy tickets online and save $3 at ColumbusItalianFestival.com. Come for the pizza. Stay for the festival.
Dormar! Dormar! Your kind of hero!
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Hello, Big Voice Guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fans YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Burb's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will start off the work week on the quiet side in the morning with temperatures in the 50s, and then we'll see clouds increasing throughout the day today. Could see some stray showers and storms, although most of central Ohio should remain dry. We'll see daytime highs in the low 80s, and then for tonight, we'll see partly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the 60s, and scattered showers and thunderstorms return to our forecast on Tuesday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact forecast.
It's Reaction Monday, where our highly trained experts talk football.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Your home for reaction and overreaction, The Fan. Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important, you're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I'll be real with y'all. Hair loss is something that a lot of guys deal with, but we don't talk about it. And I wanted to get ahead of it, and Caps was the place that I trusted. Their reputation is strong. The team is experienced. The whole vibe is modern, professional, and zero pressure. NeoGraft was comfortable, low maintenance, and fit into my schedule without slowing me down. I'm already seeing signs of progress, and it feels good knowing I made a smart, confident choice. More men need to know taking care of yourself isn't extra. It's normal, and Caps gets that. Visit Caps today at experiencecaps.com.
The Cleveland Browns traveled to jolly old England. And
here we go.
They got to play the Minnesota Vikings. Great defense, sure. An offense, though, that has a patchwork offensive line and a guy who shouldn't be necessarily a starting quarterback in the NFL, but he is now due to injury or whatever's going on with J.J. McCarthy. Carson Wentz just basically got his way in the fourth quarter against the Browns on a drive where they absolutely needed to stop him. They could not, and it ended up being the game-winning touchdown that he drove them down for. 21-17. Browns lose that game. We can talk about Dylan Gabriel in a moment. We can get into all of how we think he's going to look going forward, but Kevin Stefanski, to me, I have a lot of questions after this game. Right after the game, I tweeted something that was probably unfair. I said Kevin Stefanski is one of the dumbest head coaches in the NFL. Maybe that's a little too much. I don't know if he's the dumbest head coach in the NFL or anything like that.
He has a where you go to school at?
Oh, wasn't it Ivy League something or other? Was it Penn?
Was it him or was it AB?
No, he went to somewhere that was because he talked about it. He's like, yeah, I didn't have a lot of big college atmospheres at whatever school he went to. Anyway, here's what I know.
So he's a pretty educated guy. Just
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what I know.
He went to Penn.
Okay,
University of
that's what I thought. All right, there you go.
Not
That's
Penn
Ivy League
State.
School. No. This is Penn. This is an Ivy League school. It's good. Here's what I know. Kevin Stefanski, when it comes to managing the game and or calling the offense, he is not great at either of those. I don't think that it means he could never be great at one of those. He may have used to have been great at maybe calling an offensive game plan, but what I see too often with him is you see an offense that when you need it to come through for you, it does not. And yesterday in the second half of this game, 4 drives I think they had in the second half, 4 possessions they had. I think they got 1 first down the entire second half.
Yeah.
You can't do that and be an ineffective NFL play caller. If he was an offensive coordinator for a better head coach, they would have fired him over too many of those instances. When you go back to last season, it's been what? More than 10 games or 10 games at least where they have not scored more than 20 points in a game. Like
I think December 2nd, one of Jameis's game against Denver was the last time they scored 20 or better.
We are talking nearly 10 months. If you add the whole offseason, I guess, that doesn't really, it's not totally fair. But the point is, you are talking a decent amount of time where this offense has not been able to score 3 touchdowns. And I don't understand how you can be a functional NFL play caller and not get more than that out of this offense, regardless of who's playing quarterback. I've seen terrible quarterbacks go put 35 points up in a game. So explain that to me, Tyvis, because I have no idea how this is happening.
Okay, so I've had time to, because where you are right now is where I was after the game. I've had time to sleep on it, and I'm a little more calm about it now,
Yeah, that's good.
So my thing is this. This is where we knew that this was going to be like this. So last year, they had the worst offense in NFL, 32nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
They addressed that this offseason by doing what?
Nothing.
Exactly. So why would you even expect that it would change? My thing is, yes, they drafted
2 quarterbacks.
They got Quinshawn Judkins, who is
all right.
That was a home run. I know
he's been good.
I know a lot of Browns fans had the controversy between Quinshawn or Travion. Right now, Quinshawn is the better fit.
Well, and the Patriots don't even want to put Travion on the field.
I don't know what's going on there.
What that's
about. But anyway,
going back to your original question, they signed Joe Flacco, Tyvis. That galvanized the fan base.
Yeah, it did for some people.
No, he did, because everybody said everybody that logical was saying this man is 40 years old. Like, what do you?
Yeah, there's no way he's going to last.
I kept saying he's going to fall off a cliff. Like, it's going to happen. I don't know if it's game 3, game 4, game 2. It's going to happen. Joe Flacco hasn't put together a string of games since he played for us. And then again, his last game, what did he do? Fall off a cliff. So that was going to happen at some point. It was always about making sure that these young guys was ready to go when Joe fell off the cliff. Take it to Dylan Gabriel. He looked fine to me. I mean, think about this. You traveling all the way to London. This man throw for over 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. His running back got over 100 yards. His defense got 2 takeaways. And they still lost the game. That is incredible, actually.
It's insane.
Like, that's wild to me. So, to be honest with you, the way Kevin is calling plays, Kevin calls plays to me, that is a man that knows that he does not believe in his playmakers. That's what that tells me. I know it. Like, there's no way that when they come out and give us that bogus excuse, we like our wide receiver room. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's no way you can, because you would rather throw to your tight ends than throw to your wide receivers. That's how I know how bad your wide receivers is. But yet you went and did absolutely nothing to try to address that. Isaiah Bond. Yeah, okay, woohoo. But that was an undrafted guy that you gave a guaranteed contract to, but that's another story for another day.
Right.
I think that when you got to have it right now, the only person that can get you what you need is Quinshon Judkins, and that's sad. That's just what it is. So I blame Kevin for the play calling, but I also blame AB because he's in charge of who's on this roster. Like the Jerry Jeudy thing, last year with Jameis, he was fine. He looked like a number one wide receiver. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know either.
I don't know what's going on with him. He had 5 targets, 2 catches for like 15 yards. But you supposed to be the number one on this team.
Well,
that's never going to work.
As an offensive play caller, Kevin Stefanski has a lot. I have so many questions. I also if I'm picking up on every time that Jerome Ford is on the field, you're going to pass it, then I think the defense probably is too. And every time that Quinshon's on the field,
don't even get me started on in-game adjustments.
Stuff like that, where it's
I
think everyone can tell what's going to happen here. 9 times out of 10, if you've got 34 in there, you are going to throw a pass, and if you have 10 back there, you're going to give it to him. And I just think that's like a fundamental, easy thing that any defense would tee off on, and they do. And yet to do that with a rookie quarterback seems like malpractice. But then beyond all that, you're in the fourth quarter of a game. You have a lead. You have a chance to possibly win this game. You then let their team. Now, this is not him, obviously, but it's his team. Defensively, they let you down with that drive. But right before they gave up the long drive to the Vikings, right? They had the ball. They had 3 plays.
Mm-hmm.
It took 11 seconds off the clock.
That was it. And then how about this? On the third down, they passed it for an incompletion. So the clock did nothing.
The Vikings only have 3 timeouts. I don't know if that's.
They probably have like 1 after this.
I'm saying that's how it works in the NFL. You get 3 timeouts per half, and 2 of them they used on your first 2 plays. So Kevin Stefanski after the game, and I don't have the audio pulled up, but we have it. I'll play it sometime for you later. But he essentially said, yeah, well, going back in hindsight, if, after that, when you don't get a play to work, you do kind of feel like maybe you should have done something different. It's like, yeah, but any dumbass could have seen that if you run the ball there, you will then make them take their 3rd timeout, make it more difficult for them. But then who knows? Then Kevin Stefanski's calling timeouts for the Vikings.
That part, that part right there, it tells me everything. Like, how can you tell me that you got a ton of confidence in your guys and you doing stuff like that?
You're telling your defense, we know they're going to score a touchdown on you, and I need the time to go back and score on them.
That makes no sense to me. Dude,
if you believe in your defense, you just let them run the clock down and kick it, and then you go to overtime.
At worst, I think they might have had no timeouts at the time. I don't even know if they had 1 or none at the time, but make them use their timeout. Now they're scrambling around and they can't really think about what they want to do. They can't do a logical thing. They got to just try to do what's best at that moment because they have to rush their decision. But you're calling timeouts, letting them, let's draw this up. They in this, let's draw this up to make the perfect play. And ultimately, they did. Now, granted, Denzel on that last play, I don't know what you was thinking. When you play cover 2, you have to reroute your guy inside. I seen that you came out and owned it, so I respect you for doing that.
He did say after the game he should have done better with that.
When you're in cover 2, it's a mandatory that wide receiver goes inside. If he goes outside and you let him go outside, that safety can never get there. Never. It's going to be a hole shot. Their quarterback's going to drop it right in that hole, and that safety's not going to get there. So he's got to do a better job of sliding his feet. Why? If the guy is hell-bent on going outside, you better slide your feet and ride him out of bounds or as far as you can to let that safety get time to get over there. Carson Wentz made a veteran throw, made a nice play, and that's why they won that game. I tell you what, though, the one thing that gets me about the Browns, and this is at first I thought I was tripping when I said this, but I know I'm right. They are the worst in-game adjusting team I've ever seen in life.
Yeah.
And how do I know that? Hear me out. 3 out of the 4 losses, right? So the Ravens, the Lions, and the Vikings. Let's just take their last 3 losses. At halftime, those games was pretty close.
Yeah, you're right.
Second half, they ran away with it, which tells me you've been figured out.
Oh yeah,
they know exactly what you're doing. They went in and made the adjustments, and they're killing you in the second half. Why are we not doing anything about that? Yeah. That blows my mind.
And the answer is because I understand that the Haslams couldn't continue firing coaches like once a year. They had to stick with a guy, and they did, and they have, and they've given him plenty of time. I think the experiment now with Kevin Stefanski, it has run its course, and it becomes time now that they have to consider making a move. Not that they will, but if I were in charge, I would be. I would be saying at the very least, it can't be that you're the play caller and running the team and everything, especially with this level of performance. And I'm sorry if the answer is, we'll get him better players. Yeah, every coach in the NFL says if I had a bunch of Pro Bowlers all over the roster, I'd be a better coach.
Well, my thing is this. You say
make them Pro Bowlers.
You say get them
Put
better.
them in good spots.
Get them better players. What do you mean? They decided to draft a defensive tackle with the number 5 pick. They had the number 2 pick, meaning they could have got anybody in this draft outside of Cam Ward. And you decided to trade that pick and go get 2 defensive players. Don't get me wrong. Both of them are great.
Yeah, they are.
But you got the 32nd ranked offense. Yeah, you need something. Everybody, if we just get a quarterback, man, baloney. Tom Brady wouldn't say these guys right now the way they dropping the ball.
Exactly right. 2 minutes away, we had some great audio from some great calls from some great games in the NFL. You'll hear those in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, if you live over on the west side, your roads are looking really smooth this morning. A live look at that 70 and 270 intersection. No issues to report out there this morning. And hey, drive times northbound in that area looking even better. 71 north, 670 and 270 will only take you 8 minutes out there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register at roosterswings.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. After years of playing college and NFL football and always searching for that edge to keep my body right, to make sure I was always in peak physical condition, I was getting beat up, I was getting older, and I needed something to help me out. And that's something, well, I didn't want it to be surgery. And so I went to see my friends at QC Kinetics. I brought my dad with me. I needed my knee helped, so did he. And they did a great job. They helped use our own body's biologics to heal us. So we went there, we talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. He's the founder of Grant Sports Medicine. So you know that he knows what he's talking about. And you don't have to have surgery. There's no knife. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast and it's all natural. So whether it's back, knees, hips, shoulders, they've got you covered. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation with Dr. Ray Tesner and his team. Look beyond that same old remedy that you've been looking for. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus today.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do, that bucket list goal. Then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know. I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
All right, so yesterday in the NFL, a lot of great games, a lot of great finishes. I guess if you're a Browns fan, you could say, "Hey, that was a great game. It was a close game." I don't really feel that way as a Browns fan, but I guess if you want to say that
was a game that should have won. I sat here and told y'all it was a must-win game. They had that game in the bag.
What did Mike Gundy say?
That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.
That's right. So here's another game though that was, I think, a little more exciting and also could make Browns fans want to puke. Buccaneers on the road against the Seahawks. They get it done, 38-35. On the call for that game was Kevin Harlan, and he was tremendous.
Down in 1. There's the pressure. Here's the pressure. Winfield head, and he throws an interception. It's picked off. It's picked off by Levante David. Oh, a gigantic play defensively. Darnold with a pick. David, the veteran, with the interception. And look where they've got the ball at the 38 of Seattle.
That play, by the way, that is the pick that it was 35-35 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's less, what was there, like a minute and a half to go or something?
Yeah, it was something small.
Sam Darnold's trying to lead the Seahawks down the field, and he throws this egregious interception that leads to the field goal that ultimately wins the game for the Buccaneers. However, also in this game, as you may know, the Buccaneers employ one former Buckeye at least, whose name is Emeka Egbuka, who was very, very good in this game. Kevin Harlan had quite a few good calls on that as well.
Third down, 15, Mayfield. Winds up, throws, caught, touchdown! Egbuka right on the money. Mayfield with a touchdown throw. And the Buccaneers are back on top.
See, I get criticized because I am critical of announcers when I say, like, I don't enjoy Mike Tirico, I don't enjoy this guy. And people say, well, who do you like? I like Kevin Harlan. That's what I like.
They need the 46 of Seattle. 3rd and 13. Mayfield deep, and he's got Egbuka. He's got him. Caught inside the 5.
That's a call right there.
You like that energy?
Oh, yeah. How about your guy, Baker Mayfield, Dylan? Just once again, looking tremendous.
I told you guys when they drafted Emeka Egbuka, I was punching the air. I was like, man, he's going to help Baker out so much. Mm-hmm. And then again, Sam Darnold has a chance to change the Baker Bros narrative, and he decides to throw a pick. What was it, like inside his own 20?
Yeah.
And then the Bucs get to kick another field goal to win the game because that's what they're really good at doing. But I got to admit, man, Baker, he looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
That bomb he threw to Emeka Egbuka.
Oh, by the way, the I don't know if you heard Gronk had a little issue with this.
Oh, my God.
This was Rob Gronkowski on Fox trying to say Emeka Egbuka's name. Here you go.
Baker Mayfield also did it without his number one wide receiver, Mike Evans. And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, going for over 100 yards. Emeka Egbuka. I'm getting confused.
There you
going lights out once again.
You know what? I feel better about myself. I thought the name Tyvis was hard.
No.
Emeka.
Big Boo.
Big Boo. They wasn't going to let him just say
No, they didn't. Of course they couldn't. They're like, this guy may be rookie of the year by the time it's all said and done. He might be the offensive player of the year by the time it's all said and done. And you're calling him some other name?
Emeka Big Boo.
Come on.
Big Boo. Come on. He was way off.
Come on, man. Come on, Gronk.
I sometimes think Gronk's stupidity is a bit, though.
Maybe it is, but that one you could tell he was doing the thing in broadcasting that I've done before where it's like, I've now realized I'm going to say this guy's name and I'm just remembering that I don't know how to say it. And then he's like, I'm going to fake my way through it, except he didn't fake his way through it at all. He said something like this.
Emeka Big Boo.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
But that pass he threw to him, though, that bomb, I was like, hey, boy, I sure wish we could see that with the Browns right now. Well, that's man. I don't know how you really can hate
You're not going to see that with the Browns because all the stuff that you mentioned in the last break, that Tom Brady couldn't even do anything with this receiving core and offensive line. So,
yeah, that's the bigger issue, right? Is if we're going to say that it's not all on Kevin Stefanski because what can you do with the guys he has? Okay, he and Andrew Berry are largely responsible for the roster as well. So I get it that they draft some guys well. And yes, some of their big picks that they made this year are already contributing to this roster.
All of them except Shador at this moment, right?
Okay. Flip side to that. What happens? Do you think that the Eagles do that? Do you think that the Eagles, who are the best teams in the NFL to you? The Bills, name some great teams Chiefs over the last few years. Do they go out usually and draft a guy in the first, second, third round and instantly go, that guy might be one of our 5 best players? Do they have that on those rosters? Or do they say, that's a piece, he's good, we're working him in, he's useful?
The first rounder, they probably can say that.
Top 5 player on their roster? Like the best teams in the NFL?
Isn't Jalen Carter a top 5 player on the Eagles?
All right, Jalen Carter is. I'll give you that one. I'm saying, though, but that's like, he's the one.
Is Josh Simmons not a top 5 player on the Chiefs roster right now?
One of them. Who are the top 5 players on the Browns roster right now?
Oh, all the young guys.
Myles Garrett and all those dudes.
Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, and the rest of those young guys.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so I'm just saying, like, most of the guys who have been drafted this year are instantly not just contributors, they're vital pieces. And that's why this roster is bad, where people want to say, look at how well they did in this draft. Yes, these guys seem like hits, but they're playing so much and getting so much attention because there's no one else to do the job. And thankfully, these guys are good.
Yeah, I think the Browns lead the league with most rookies taking snaps in the game. So,
by the way, another game that had just some absolutely great calls. I know it's not a game you would probably have paid attention to because of the record of both these teams, but the Dolphins were playing the Panthers in Carolina, and it was a back-and-forth game. Panthers came back and won that game 27-24. Eric Collins, who does a lot of NBA stuff, he's usually the Charlotte play-by-play announcer. Mm-hmm. These are some calls that he had, which were just also epic to me.
Bryce Young got his man! Touchdown! Mitchell Evans! And the Panthers take the lead!
I mean, I don't know. Not everybody likes that type of call, but it was a good enough game, right, where it was back and forth, and it kind of deserved this type of call.
You should have got the call for that Titans-Cardinals where Cam Ward. That might be the wildest play I've ever seen in my life.
If you didn't see this play, it was such an impactful play. It basically, I mean, it cost the Cardinals a game where
the Cardinals are dead. Dude, I'm sorry, like that. You was up like 21-3.
They were up 21-6 in the fourth quarter of this game. And then they had, I forget who it was that was going in for a touchdown for them.
That DeMarcado.
Yeah, going in for a touchdown.
Got stripped.
He didn't even, I don't even think, did he get, yeah, I guess he did get it kind of poked away.
But he was Jerry Sneed hit it.
Yeah, he chased him down, but he that would have made it 27-6. And instead, goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, going the other way.
Hit an Adonai Mitchell.
Then Cam Ward threw an interception, like you're saying, to the Cardinals. They dropped it and then
kicked it.
Well, no, they had it, caught it, fumbled it into the end zone.
No, he fumbled it. His other dude tried to pick it up and kicked it. Then the other dude dove on it, pushed it more in the end zone, and then the Titans jumped on it for a touchdown. The wildest thing I've ever seen. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And I think that made it either 20. It was 19-21.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then they won it 22-21, hitting a field goal at the end.
I was happy with that. I'm in a survivor pool on DraftKings, and 20% of the people still alive picked the Cardinals in survivor pool. I was caught between the Eagles and the Lions, and I picked the Lions. Thank God.
Yeah,
I would have been breaking things yesterday.
Oh, my gosh,
I did not know the Eagles lost until last night.
There's already...
Like, what?
Yeah, it was a great comeback by the Broncos. There were a ton of great comebacks yesterday in the NFL. It was an awesome day.
The Eagles and the Bills were the only undefeated teams left, and they lost. There's already no undefeated teams in the NFL, and it's only the first week of October.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Drake was it Drake May? Another Drake? Quarterback's named Drake. Getting talked about a lot today, but he had a game last night for the Patriots. Get it done in Buffalo. They beat the Bills. So
Diggs had 146 yards.
Stephon Diggs said, "It's time. I gotta show you."
Well, I mean, I knew he was gonna be turned up for sure because it's the Bills.
Do we ever? I don't know if we have that clip of Stephon Diggs when he was on Celebrity Family Feud. Did you ever see that?
Leave it what? In.
Steve Harvey's just like, oh.
Finish this quote.
I don't think I've seen that.
No, well, we got it. That's you know what?
Having sex.
Sure enough, that's right, Tyvis. All right, we'll come back. A pretty weird situation involving a former NFL player who's also a broadcaster and a stabbing. You will hear about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors. Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing a pretty big crash just south of a metro. This is happening on State Route 104 eastbound, which is also known as Frank Road, right at Hall Road and right by that 71 area. All lanes completely closed because of a crash out there. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
9 Inch Nails. Live at Schottenstein Center, Friday, February 20th. Get tickets Wednesday, October 8th at 12 p.m. at NIN.com. Nine Inch Nails. Live in Columbus. Peel It Back Tour 2026.
Doesn't it make you feel better?
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
At Retail Rush, you can find name brand products at unbeatable prices because you set the price. Retail Rush sources overstock, returned, and discontinued products in bulk from big box stores. Then we auction those products online starting at $5. You can get up to 90% off retail prices on beautiful basics for life's big moments, hot tech, and more at a deep discount. Pickup is fast and easy, so whether you're looking to splurge or save, we have you covered. Retail Rush. Deals made easy. Bid now at retailrush.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made a meaningful impact as a Special Olympics Ohio Fit 5 advocate, a youth leader, and a dedicated Buddy Walk committee member. During this Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Friday night can only mean one thing: the Capital Ford High School football game of the week.
This week, Grove City at Pickerington North.
Live coverage starts Friday at 6:30. Your home of Friday Night Lights, The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We had quite the situation over the weekend. This story came out Saturday, and I found it to be shocking. And then more information came out throughout the day, and it just got wilder and weirder. So Fox Sports NFL analyst and former quarterback of butt fumble fame, Mark Sanchez, former Jets quarterback, former, Trojans quarterback for USC. The reports came out, he was in the hospital in critical but stable condition because he got stabbed in Indianapolis while he was there getting ready for the game. the Colts hosted the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's the Raiders that they blew out?
Correct.
40-3 or something. It was, maybe I'm confused that with the Ohio State score.
Time for Kenny Pickett.
It was bad. It was.
And Ray in Vegas.
It was bad. We can talk about that game in a minute, but he was there to call that game. Reports come out he got stabbed overnight, Friday night. Well, so of course, then that's like, oh gosh, I hope he's okay. And a million people on sports media, all the ESPN people, lots of people, just the nicest guy in the world. Mark Sanchez is a great guy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I hope he's okay. And sure, who wouldn't feel that way about a coworker, someone you known? But like the way they were tributing him, it was like just the greatest human you could ever possibly imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Then the report came out from local, good for the Indianapolis reporters that were there on the scene, because they went and dug up information from the police. And the police report, which I grant you, not every police report is actually what happened. It's a narrative based on the witnesses who were there and what they can find. Sometimes you get more information, and that changes over the course of an investigation. But their information was, yeah, he got stabbed, but he's also the aggressor, and that he's going to be charged with crimes for his role in this situation. So then you need more info. Well, according to the police and eyewitnesses, what they allege happened was there was a truck driver who, by the way, is 69 years old with the initials PT. We don't know anything more about him than that, but his name is PT. He apparently was...
PTO?
Oh, maybe that's what he is. Maybe Mark Sanchez says you cannot take time off.
He's Mr. PTO.
I didn't even think about that. That could actually be... We may have broken this case wide open, folks. We may have figured it out. Anyway, so Mr. PT/PTO was actually working. Now, this is overnight. This is middle of the night, Friday night, Saturday morning. This guy drives a truck that, and this sounds like a real fun job, exchanges out the used cooking oil, the grease from restaurants, and puts new cooking oil grease back into their system, right?
Okay.
So that's what his job is. So not a fun job. They do this in off hours because they don't want to disturb the restaurants and all that. So he's in downtown Indy doing this at a hotel where presumably they have a restaurant in the ground floor of that place. Mm-hmm. This is at 12:30 at night or so. Apparently, Mark Sanchez had some problem, according to eyewitnesses, with this guy. And he starts yelling at him. The guy says he didn't have his hearing aids in because he's an older man. He couldn't hear. And in the truck, it's very loud when he does this drop-off, I guess. So he takes his hearing aids out. So he goes, I can't hear you, kind of gets down, talks to Mark Sanchez. Cameras then show the two of them kind of arguing, and Mark Sanchez pushing and shoving him. The guy gets back in his truck. Sanchez tries to get in his truck. They kind of argue back and forth about that. Eventually, Mark Sanchez, according to the video and what the police are saying, assaulted this guy in some way, to the point that this guy said he feared for his life, pulled out a knife, and stabbed Mark Sanchez multiple times. And the video apparently shows him getting stabbed a few times, coming back, and then getting stabbed again. All of this is alleged. And then Mark Sanchez was allegedly pummeling this guy, PT, and then he fled the scene. Well, I don't know if he fled the scene. People saw both of these men bleeding profusely because this guy, there's a photo you can go look at. It's grotesque.
Yeah, it's gashed across his face.
PT, the truck driver, has a huge gash on his cheek that looks like, they said it goes to his tongue. So I don't know if Mark Sanchez got him with that guy. I don't know what happened there. But the police had a chance to decide what to do here. They booked him on 3 misdemeanor charges. One was battery with injury, one was public intoxication, and one was unlawful entry of a vehicle. Sanchez has reportedly posted a $300 cash bond to avoid being held in jail. He will have a hearing tomorrow morning on that. So, yikes, all the way around on that one. Not good.
I'm speechless by the whole thing. I mean,
you did a good job of impartially and politically correct explaining that.
Yeah.
Here's how I heard this story.
Go ahead.
First of all, my parents told me nothing good happens after midnight.
True enough.
So Mark Sanchez was out, I'm assuming, keyword here, under some sort of influence.
Well, they said he was arrested for public intoxication. So we can at least make that assumption that some substance was in his body, given the police are charging him with that.
Right. He didn't mind his own business.
He doesn't sound like it.
Tried to beat up an old man.
Yep.
And got stabbed for it. And now he probably got fired on his day off.
Oh, yeah. It would not surprise me if Mark Sanchez is out of a job after this one.
I think, unfortunately for Mark Sanchez, this will be the last we hear of him and might be his lasting legacy in the public eye.
Dude, you got into a fight with a truck driver who's 70 years old almost. Why? Like, I will say this. This is the only part of this, and why I keep saying alleged and all that is because I am someone who likes to hear the entire story. Now, I don't know what could possibly have motivated Mark Sanchez to do this, but I would at least like to hear his side of the story. According to the people, I guess he talked to some family friends who talked to the media, and they said he doesn't really recall what happened. The police, I guess, also interviewed him, a detective, and the detective said he was in a state where, he's probably sedated because he had a lot of injuries, but they said they also did not really get any information from him because he couldn't remember much of what happened. So, yeah, more on that story, I'm sure, as it develops, but yikes. Terrible for Mark Sanchez.
Why would he do that? What is
Tyvis,
he thinking about?
Tyvis, I've never heard of such a thing. When you hear this,
I need to know. The part I need to know is why Mark Sanchez yelled at him. What happened in that moment? Like,
I don't know.
Because that it doesn't make sense. You telling me this man was minding his own business, just changing oil?
Well, here's the thing.
Or grease?
If it was just the truck driver's word, then I'd be more likely to say, all right, let's see what Mark Sanchez has to say. But police have viewed the security camera footage and said, yeah, it pretty much backs up what the truck driver's saying. And eyewitnesses, too, said this is what they witnessed. So
there's no way that Mark Sanchez just randomly got drunk, saw this man changing grease, and then just yelled and attacked him. I thought there's no way.
He was wearing a Jets jersey that said butt fumble on the back, and so Sanchez was like, still? Really?
Even so, you can't be fighting 70-year-old dudes.
Well, especially, and the 70-year-old guy was the, call an ambulance, but not for me.
I got to hear it.
Got that dude with the knife.
I need to hear Mark's version of the story. Yeah. Like that he better come with something good.
Oh, it's got to be. It has to be a Pulitzer Prize winning story if he's got something that explains this, because really there's nothing that seems to.
There's no story of his that would justify getting stabbed by a 70-year-old man after you tried to beat him up.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
right.
It was maybe the dude did something that one of his family members a year ago or something.
Especially
found
when
him.
You're a 6'2", 230-pound former quarterback and you're letting 70-year-olds embarrass you like this. Come on, man.
He need to issue a statement.
We got to get a statement out quick if I'm Mark Sanchez's people. We got to get a statement out there
his
immediately.
Job and legacy is dependent on his statement.
All right, let's stop pointing and laughing at that situation. Let's all point and laugh at James Franklin. We'll do that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Still closely monitoring a crash for folks in New Albany. Still happening on 161 eastbound, just past New Albany Road, but the backups noticeable over by Hamilton Road this morning, folks. Left lane still blocked out there. Crew members on scene, 16 miles per hour when it comes to your travel time, so definitely want to make sure you take it nice and easy on the roads this Monday morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Winter will be here before you know it, and that means it's time to get your heating and plumbing systems maintained. Our True Comfort membership is designed to keep things in tip-top shape. Thank you for letting us keep your home comfortable and plumbing worry-free. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
We have got big things ahead.
Fox Tonight has the hits and the humor.
Here's the good news. You finally got a question right.
First, Halo John, can you name that tune?
Yeah!
Then,
I'm Kathy Griffin. I'm Eliza Schlesinger.
will comedian Roast Masters get burned by Jay Lynch?
I am not confident that even one of them knows how to answer a knock-knock joke.
All new Celebrity Name That Tune and Celebrity Weakest Link.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Buckeye fans, it's here. Behind the O, the free app with exclusive athlete-driven Ohio State content. Every click helps NIL for your favorite Buckeyes at no cost to you. Download Behind the O today and get closer to the Buckeyes than ever before.
Free to you, NIL for them. Behind the O. Download now.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. Covering college football every week shows you how momentum changes everything. That's what Awaken 180 did for me. Once I started, the progress kept building. I feel more confident, more comfortable in my own skin, and I've got energy again. The numbers matter, but the real story is how much better I feel now. If you want that kind of momentum in your life, to do it and then keep the weight off, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th brings the Columbus Italian Festival's 45th anniversary to the streets of Italian Village. Cheer a bocce tournament, step to Italian line dancing, or be enthralled with Italian music. Everywhere. Free parking at Columbus State. Hop on the free shuttle to the festival grounds. Many wait all year for the 3 days to devour one of the best voted pizzas in the region. Skip the line. Buy tickets online and save $3 at ColumbusItalianFestival.com. Come for the pizza. Stay for the festival.
Imagine the perfect chicken tender. Crispy, juicy, for lack of a better word, tendery. Now imagine these perfect tenders at Wendy's. 'Cause they are. Wendy's new chicken tenders are here with delicious new dipping sauces like Wendy's Signature, Creamy Ranch, and Honey Barbecue. And they're so good, we even changed our name from Wendy's to Tendies. I believe that's what the kids call manifesting. For Tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes kicked off the weekend with a dominating 42-3 win over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Carnell Tate had a breakout game, finishing with 9 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. Julian Sayin also had a solid game, passing for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Buckeyes will travel to Illinois to play the 17th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini on Saturday. The Cleveland Browns traveled to London to play the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. After leading for all of the fourth quarter, the Vikings scored with 25 seconds left in the game to beat the Browns 21-17. And the Cincinnati Bengals hosted the Detroit Lions yesterday, but they lost by a final score of 37-24. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations all month long. Call 844-346-1800.
Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
Correction. He was bald. That's Tyvis, pal. I'm T-Bone. Good morning.
Where'd Pac go?
Yeah, you had your bandana on. What happened?
I decided to go back to Tyvis.
Oh, Tyvis. Okay.
See, the thing is,
I was trying to run with you.
Everybody,
Hail Mary.
Everybody in this world wants to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And we need to embrace just being ourselves because that other person's already taken.
See, that's who's sitting over here? Jim Tressel? All of a sudden, is that what happened? Is this morning motivation with Tress?
Also, I need to update everybody on my injury situation.
Oh yeah, how are we feeling
Last
today?
week I was doubtful.
Yeah.
This week, questionable.
Oh, that's an upgrade.
Questionable. If I was out, there go your favorite play right there. If I was out there, I would have to go on the field, do a warm-up, and see how my body responds.
Yeah.
And it would be able to tell me. It was a game-time decision.
Okay, so you're feeling better, but you're not all the way there with your knee. Still hurting, right?
I feel like I'd be good enough to go, but I'd have to test some things out.
See, Dylan and I are dealing with congestion, I can tell. And I got yelled at by my wife over the weekend because I went and got some like cold medication. And I came back to the house. And it was just like the Dayquil stuff, you know, with like the little tablets. And she goes, "Why'd you get this crap?
This junk."
Yeah. And I was like, "What do you mean? Because it helps." She goes, "No, it doesn't. You have to get the real stuff." And I'm like, "What's the real stuff?" She's like, Sudafed. And I'm like, "Well, I didn't see any there." She's like, "Yeah, dummy, because you have to go behind the counter." Because I forgot. We live in a state with a bunch of meth heads, so now I can't just get Sudafed. I can't go and buy Sudafed because a bunch of Walter Whites are out there. So now I got to go to the damn pharmacist and say, "Excuse me, can I get Sudafed?" I totally forgot about it.
Well,
You see, so
that's
I
how
went back and got that, and it's been working great.
That's how I am with Claritin.
And we're making meth now.
I use Claritin D, like the strong Claritin.
Yeah, the decongestant.
You got to go behind the counter.
You got to get it behind the counter,
you
right?
Show your ID.
It's got the extra stuff in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Walter White.
So you know what happens?
What's that?
I don't get it because it's too much.
Yeah, you see,
it doesn't help.
When it comes to getting sick, my motto is let go and let God.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. I do not take
Jesus take the wheel.
Yes.
Jesus take my medication
I ask
for me.
for thoughts and prayers and hope that
Good for you.
that does what it needs
Dylan
to do.
T's and P's Gonzalez here.
Drink some orange
Good
juice.
for you, man. Hey, whatever
Sweat
works
it
for you.
out. Sweat it out.
Yeah. Whatever works for you, man. I'm not going to judge. I'm just telling you, I know what works for me, and that is medicine.
It doesn't work for me. I just am miserable for weeks at a time when it should just be days at a time.
There you go. We are going to preview the Jackets with Bob McElligott coming up at 7:17. We will talk to the radio voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets about the upcoming season. Starts Thursday, of course. Season opener is coming up then. Where are they at to start the season? They are in Nashville. And then they'll be home not Saturday because they're playing the Wild. Then they'll be home Monday, October 13th against the Devils. So, yeah, looking forward to that. We'll get into that with Bob McElligott in a few minutes. James Franklin. He is bad. And the rap on him has always been, well, he can't win the big games. So he said, I don't want that narrative to get out there too much. How about I go lose a game to a winless team? Now I can lose the small games too. 42-37. His team got worked by the UCLA Bruins, who have already fired their head coach, who have not won a game until this weekend. Drew Aller was bad again. Go figure. Nico Iamaleava, by the way. The numbers, you go look at the numbers. He threw for like 160 yards. And I'm telling you, if you watch this game, he played out of his mind. He actually looked like
He had
a dude.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah, right. He had a lot on the ground. He was
3 on the ground, 128 yards on the ground, on 16 carries, 2 touchdowns in the air on 166 yards passing.
If he had any numbers the rest of the year, that would be one of those things that would vault you into a Heisman conversation, but he has no other games to speak of so far this year. But you want to talk about a difference in coaching. UCLA changes their play calling, and now it's
to a guy that has never called a game.
Jerry Neuheisel.
Rick Neuheisel's son.
Yes.
Like former college football coach. Rick Neuheisel was on CBS. He was openly cheering his son as they got this done. I can't blame him. But and that was all great to see. They carried him off. He got a Gatorade bath. All those things were cool. Penn State now, again, their championship hopes are on life support at this point, right? I mean, I guess it's not theoretically out of the question.
They
but
are 0-2 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, man. Like it's and guess who can knock them completely out and end all speculation? You can do that in about 3 weeks, right? You could do that.
Which
here at the show.
Tailgate will be here for that. So
BTN tailgate. Yeah. So then you don't have to travel.
Halloween is on.
I'm just saying, James Franklin, we've discussed this. Like, should they make a move? Will they make a move? Probably not, but that's pretty bad. Well, you're going out to UCLA and losing to a guy who literally said in the postgame, Jerry Neuheisel said, I had to figure out how to work my headset because I'm used to just talking to the position players. So I kept talking to nobody on the headset while I was trying to call plays. That's who beat you, Jim Knowles, by the way. Shout out to him. Good job.
Sad?
Way to go, idiot.
My preseason championship game is cooked.
What was it, Clemson, Penn State?
It's cooked. It's cooked. It was the worst thing I've ever put out.
That's all right, because mine was Texas and Clemson.
Yeah.
They out too. Yeah, well.
Equally as cooked. But I made the point last week that the reason why you keep James Franklin around is because you're like, hey, this is kind of what Penn State is. But that was when you were able to say, hey, they never win a big game, but they also were a team that never lost these types of games.
Right.
And now that narrative's out the window, you know what? I'm going to be looking up James Franklin's buyout again. Because
I think it's still pretty big, but Penn State I'm sure they've done the research on that, and they have made some calls to boosters and said, hey, what do you think? Are you interested? Do you want to pay this money? Because the reality is that program, it's the same thing that happened with Clemson, honestly. They got to a point this year where everyone said, look at who they're bringing back. They're bringing back all these guys. They got everyone to buy in and come back for another year. And the question that we all should have asked before the season was, yes, but are any of those guys good enough to change the narrative with this team? Did they get anything? All those guys coming back were on teams that lost and didn't get the job done. At least with Penn State, you can say they got close last year. But their fatal flaw always is
$56 million is his buyout.
Their fatal flaw is their head coach and their quarterback can't get the job done in big moments. And you saw both of those things play out in the Rose Bowl, which, by the way, was half full, and 90% of the half full was Penn State fans.
They haven't had a quarterback that could get it done since Trace McSorley. He might have been the only one that actually did something in a big spot.
That's pathetic to think about, isn't it?
I give you another guy.
You're right. By the way, another problem for Penn State.
And on top of that, all of Penn State's best quarterbacks are the ones that transfer out of Penn State, go somewhere else and play. So I just want to make sure I throw that out there.
They didn't play this week. Otherwise, you would have heard me already bring this up. But Missouri, Bo Pribula, the guy that transferred out, remember last year during bowl season where they were in the playoffs and he said, yeah, but I have to go because I have to get an opportunity. They're undefeated right now in the SEC, one of like 4 or 5 SEC teams that are still undefeated. How badly does Penn State wish they had that guy? Because he looks worlds better than Drew Aller. But don't worry, Drew Aller's going to play for the Browns next year, and I'm so excited for it.
If they listen,
can't wait. Can't wait.
If the Browns draft Drew Aller, it is going to be chaos.
Oh, it'll be a mutiny by the fans.
Chaos.
Yeah.
If they decide to draft Drew Aller, especially in the first round. He shouldn't even be a first round pick.
No.
The way he's playing,
terrible.
He should be lucky to go in the second.
Yeah. But if his name was like Manning, he'd still probably be getting some.
Nah, he'd be lucky to go in the 6th right now, the way he's playing.
Bob McElligott, radio play-by-play voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets. He will join us next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning to you. Well, for folks who live in Southwest Columbus, do be mindful here. We are monitoring a really big crash on Frank Road in that eastbound direction, right at Hall Road and right along 71 this morning. All lanes closed in that eastbound direction once again at Frank Road this morning. So this detour, definitely want to utilize 71 southbound to get you where you need to go. Take southbound all the way to 270, eventually go eastbound in that way. Go up northbound on 23, and that will get you back onto Frank Road eastbound this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. Synergenics and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. They've been changing the lives of men across the country for more than a decade. So if you've been thinking about testosterone, or if you've noticed that you're getting older, more tired, not motivated to do anything, it's not just aging. It's a physical and mental change to your body. Testosterone can actually help. And it all starts with a quick test. The on-site lab makes it quick and easy to get results in as fast as about 20 minutes. And if you decide you want the treatment and you want it at home, let the provider know, and they'll educate you on everything you need to know about treating yourself at home. And for a limited time only, visit any Synergenics or Low T Center for a free hormone consultation, and you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia, or you may even win a pair of tickets to a major sporting event. Book your appointment now at trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today we're in my showroom so you can hear how our windows keep sound out.
It's pretty loud in here, Wilson.
Well, Leslie, that's because the window's open. But if you close it like so, well, it's kind of good to let in a little nature.
I think nature just honked at us, Wilson. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Your home, your comfort, your family. That's everything. Big companies shout, big ads scream. But trust is quiet. It's a tech who fixes instead of sells. A family business here since '66. Northland Heating and Cooling, your local Lennox Premier dealer. Honest comfort, real people, real peace of mind. Northland Heating and Cooling.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Bishop and Friends.
Nothing I like more than just opening the windows and letting the air blow in, and to be able to do it is awesome. I even freeze the kids out. Oh, it's so cold, Dad. You're fine. Put on another blanket.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will start off the work week on the quiet side in the morning with temperatures in the 50s, and then we'll see clouds increasing throughout the day today. Could see some stray showers and storms, although most of central Ohio should remain dry. We'll see daytime highs in the low 80s, and then for tonight, we'll see partly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the 60s, and scattered showers and thunderstorms return to our forecast on Tuesday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
The best thing about watching football this weekend, talking football on Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Talking Jackets.
Now it's Boone Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Jackets start up their season Thursday night. We will have all the action for you right here on The Fan. Joining us now, play-by-play voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets. He is Bob McElligott. Bob, good to talk to you. Welcome back. Hope you had a great offseason. How are things for you this summer?
They're great, actually, to be honest with you, T-Bone. Good to talk with you guys, too. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Biggest cause for optimism this year. I know a lot of Jackets fans very excited by the way they closed out that season after, having a rough patch there on the way into the playoffs. They almost made it back in. That optimism carrying over to this year, what would for you be the biggest reason for optimism?
Well, I think the biggest reason is because they pretty much kept the band together, if you will. So there were minimal changes on this roster. You can argue whether that's good or bad, but I think it's good for this group because I feel that they all still feel like they have something to prove. They didn't like how they ended up last year and just being 2 points out of a playoff spot. The changes they did make, I think they got stronger with those changes. They strengthened the third and the fourth lines on this team with some of the moves they made during the summertime. So the biggest reason for optimism for me is just that, because you have a group that feels like, hey, we didn't get to where we should have gotten last year, and we're determined to get there this year.
What's one of those key moves that they made that we should be on the lookout for? Which guy is going to make the difference for this season?
I think Charlie Coyle, picking him up in the draft day trade from the Colorado Avalanche. They got him and they got Miles Wood. And what they wanted from Charlie, they wanted a right-handed centerman who can win faceoffs. They have him playing on the third line as a third-line center throughout the preseason. They felt that was something they didn't have and that they needed. Charlie is a guy that's not only good at handling that job of winning faceoffs, but he's also been in the playoffs every year he's played in the National Hockey League, no matter where he's been, Boston, Colorado, and now coming here to Columbus. So I think that's the biggest addition, Tyvis, but I'm not going to discount getting Miles Wood in that deal either, because he's a guy that's going to have, limited minutes in a game, but he plays fast and he plays hard and he's in your face and he has that ability to force other teams into making mistakes.
Bob McElligott, radio play-by-play voice for your Columbus Blue Jackets, joining us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Goaltending is a story for this team, obviously. We saw what Jet Greaves did when he got his shot late in the season last year. Elvis Merzlikins still here, still part of this organization. If you had to, right now, take a guess as to which one of those guys plays more minutes, more games this year for the Blue Jackets, if you had to guess right now, which one do you think that ends up being at the end of 82?
If I guessed right now, I would say Jet Greaves. Because of the way he ended last year, I know that there are a lot of people that are excited about him inside and outside of the organization. And if he can live up to those expectations, I think he has the opportunity for that to happen. For Elvis, now, to me, for him, I think he's in a great spot because so many people expect Jet Greaves to be, fantastic, continue to be fantastic as we've seen him in the past here. And the focus to me is a little bit off of Elvis when it comes to that. So if I were him, I would just relax and play and, see what happens, let the chips fall. And look, he can play well. We've seen him play very well. I think the combination of the two of them has the potential to do a lot of good things. But if you ask me right now today, which one's going to get the most minutes at the end of the year, I would guess Jet today. We'll come back at the end of the year and we'll revisit that and see if I was right.
Well, I'm curious, too, because I know that there is a thought that when you have a younger goaltender like that and an established guy who obviously has had his ups and downs, there is the notion that Jet Greaves pushes someone to get better, right? Could push Elvis in a direction where you get the best out of him. Is there a concern inside the organization, though, about that becoming something where maybe the push becomes suddenly a case for drama? I mean, we've also seen that with Elvis throughout his career. How do you think that dynamic plays in the locker room?
Well, he hasn't been challenged in years, quite frankly. I mean, I think the last he was challenged was by Jonas Korpisalo, and at the end of the year, they both got new contracts, and his was bigger than Korpisalo's, and that was the end of the challenge. Didn't matter when they were playing together again. The money dictated that, I guess one way to put it is I'm better than you, and I'm going to play, just by the way the contracts went down. So I think it's good for him to have competition. And could it create drama? Sure. I think in any of these cases where there's going to be competition for playing time, it can create drama. And I know that, Elvis is – I know why you're asking it. You're absolutely right. But, the fact of the matter is he's got to handle it the right way. I mean, this contract, he's getting late in his contract. This is not a team that's going to deal with that kind of drama. I can tell you that. I think this team grew leaps and bounds last year in the leadership department. I think with Boone Jenner being out most of the year and Erica Branson being out most of the year, I think Zach Werenski took a huge step in his off-ice development and the way that he leads on this team, and he's not the only guy. So they're not going to stand for that kind of stuff. It's going to be the best guy's going to play, and if you're not the best guy, then don't sit around and whine about it. Just make yourself better and become the best guy, and you're going to be in there, and you're going to play the games.
Bob, I'm curious. You know, you look around the league, and you see like teams like the Panthers and the Oilers, teams that's at the top of this league, and then you look at the Blue Jackets. How big is that gap? Is the Blue Jackets that far away from being considered one of the best teams, or what do you think they need to do to close that gap?
Well, that's a really good question, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Did you study this all night last night, Tyvis?
No, well, Bob, last year I got into it. I went to my first Jackets game. When I went and when I went actually downtown to watch them play, they scored like 100 points. I saw a fight. I seen a hat trick. I seen every good thing about hockey. I have to make it to another Blue Jackets game.
I know. I remember the game you came to, and I saw all the tweets. I know exactly what you're talking about. But to answer your question, look, I mean, those teams have a couple of absolute star players on them. They're now experienced. I mean, they've now gone deep in the playoffs a couple of times. How far are the Blue Jackets away? It can feel like a million miles some days. It can feel like, a half a mile some days, to be honest with you. But it's going to be about this team, how they gel and how they, can they take their group that they had last year that was really tight and they overachieved? Can they take that same group now and handle the expectations? That's what it's going to be. To me, if they can handle the expectations, then they're not going to be as far off as people think. But if the expectations overwhelm, then it's going to be a long way away. So I'm not trying to, dance around it, but I don't know. I don't know until I see. Look, I wasn't thrilled with what I saw in the preseason, but I know it's the preseason. So next week when we talk, maybe I have a little bit different feel after seeing a couple of real games and seeing them on the road where there's some real tests.
Well, and I think there's part of that reason for optimism, at least. Yes, the preseason hasn't been what I think we expected, but last year they scored a franchise record with 267 goals. And I remember a time not that long ago when it was the strength of this team is the defensive core, but they were kind of a grinded out, you could win it 2-1 type of team. And now they have that firepower. If the defense is there, which I know the defense is there, it's more about defense and goaltending together at the same time. If that happens and you get anywhere close to that production, it feels like this is how they take that leap, right?
I do, yes, 100%. I completely agree with you. And you're right, where the defense and the goaltending has to be together no matter which goaltender that is back there. And that's why, you come off that game Saturday night in Washington and they only got one goal. They defended really well, but just didn't score. And I know, again, it's preseason. You didn't have a Werenski, you didn't have a Monahan in the lineup and all that stuff. So I'm trying not to put anything on that, seeing the NHL lineup and all that stuff. But last year, Don Waddell was saying, I don't know where the goals are going to come from. And then they came from everywhere. They need to come from everywhere again this year. And I think that's going to be the challenge for the Kirill Marchenkos and the Adam Fantillis and the Kent Johnsons who now have had success. It's about building upon success and not regressing. And I don't think that they will. But on the same token, they can't. If this team wants to have the opportunity to get to where they want to, they can't regress. They've got to build. And that'll be a challenge for them as young players to figure out how to do it.
Well, it all starts Thursday night in Nashville. The Jackets taking on the Preds. Bob, we look forward to hearing the call and we look forward to listening to you all season.
All right, boys. Talk to you right before the home opener next week. Huh?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Bob McElligott joins us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Yeah, Tyvis, we're going to go out to a couple games this year. You and I.
I had the time of my life.
I know.
I'm definitely going back to Nationwide.
The fact that you went and saw a hat trick in your first NHL game.
Look, hat trick. They scored like 8 or 9 goals.
Yeah.
I seen a fight at the end. I caught a hat and threw the hat on the ice. It was the best time of my life. I was like, man, everybody's like, they're all like this.
They're all like that. Yeah, that's exactly how they all are.
It sounds like you had a bunch of lemonade is what you did.
Yeah, it does.
I had a couple. I like to give it a little taste every now and then. A little taste.
All right, the Bengals need to be investigated, and I'll tell you why in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are noticing yet another crash on the road. This time around, it's happening a little bit closer to downtown and just south of Bexley. It's happening on that 70 westbound direction at Livingston Avenue and really just past 33, where a right shoulder still blocked this morning. Police are on scene. Looks like a couple of cars are involved. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, I invented a way to make sure people's furnaces are safe.
Do you test high temperature, flame rollout, flame limit, and flame proving?
Yeah, no one wants to set their house on fire.
Do you inspect the heat exchanger?
Yeah, no one wants a house full of carbon monoxide.
We already do all that for just $89.
Yeah, but my price is just $88.
Okay, so $88 will be the new price for a furnace safety check.
Get Eco.
I also invented a cool new name for it.
Okay.
I call it the Super Safety Check.
What makes it super?
Well, it costs $1 less, and it has super in the name.
Should I start calling you Super Jerry?
The Super Jerry Super Safety Check. I like it.
Get Eco to safety check your furnace.
Or, for $1 less, you can get the Super Jerry Super Safety Check.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces. And cracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
By the way, coming up on Wednesday, we have confirmed Katie Smith, Buckeye legend, going to join us at 7:30 Wednesday morning. We'll talk some women's basketball, OSU women's basketball getting started. We'll talk a little WNBA too, get her thoughts on maybe some of this stuff going on with the commissioner and Caitlin Clark and all the drama there. But yeah, she's a Buckeye legend, and she's welcome anytime on this show. One of my all-time favorite basketball players of all time. Hall of Famer, Katie Smith, Wednesday, 7:30. Make sure you hear it. If you miss any part of the show, though, and if you missed any part of like that interview, it's okay. You can get the podcast. Wherever you get podcasts, just search T-Bone and Tyvis. We're right there. You can find it. You can listen free of charge. It's all for free, and it's all in your favorite podcast app. So go download it today. The Bengals need to be investigated, and here's why. If they insist on sticking with Jake Browning, then it is a criminal negligence case that needs to be forwarded to the authorities. And I'm sorry, there's no way that should be allowed. Do not let what happened at the end of that game fool you. If you watched it.
It was impressive.
What was impressive?
He pulled 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah, against a prevent defense for a team that was like, we already won this game. Oh, crap, we have to keep playing, I guess, if we must.
Listen,
okay.
If you are a Jamar Chase fantasy owner, you are happy with the results.
Or T. Higgins.
Yeah,
T.
sure.
Higgins did have a touchdown as well.
Yeah, the one touchdown for T. He had 22 yards. I don't know how, if that's good. You get a touchdown.
They get you like 10 points in fantasy.
All right, that's fine. But the reality is not fantasy. The reality is that the Bengals, that it is like they have their problems, offensive line, defensively, all those things. You cannot tell me that Jake Browning is the best option that is out there.
No, what they need, if there ain't a trade today or tomorrow, I would be shocked, because I sat there, usually I'm pretty laid back, chilled. I like to let things happen. this is what I seen when I watched the Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
Now, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I turned it on. I see the Lions just, first of all, the defense for Cincinnati was not that bad, actually. They was doing a decent job.
Oh, against, a decent Lions team. They had it at 14 points at halftime.
This man, Jake Browning, took a safety. They sacked him for a safety. They bailed him out and said, I think it was illegal hands to the face or something from a defender or something.
Yeah.
So they erased the safety. The very next play, he rolls out to the left, throws the ball down the sideline to try to force it to Jamar, and it was a pick, but the guy fell out of bounds or he dropped the ball, one of the two. But it should have been an interception.
Yep.
The very next play, this is 3 plays in a row, he throws a post route to T. Higgins that gets picked off. I said, y'all got to cut this out. Like, y'all got to stop. Like, this is ridiculous now. Like, the kid was in over his head. He's probably a nice guy. He's probably a really nice dude. But, like, if you trying to win games, like, this ain't it. Like, you got to get somebody else in there. Again, he settled down in the fourth quarter and had a good fourth quarter, but the game was pretty much over at that point.
He finished with 251 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. But at halftime, he was 14 of 23 for 86 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And they were down, what was it, 17
No, it was 28-3.
Was it at halftime? No, it was 14-3.
Yeah, it was some two possessions, I know.
End of the third quarter, it was 28-3. And then, yes, they mounted a stupid comeback that did nothing other than cause the Lions go, well, then the Lions were like, oh, I guess we have to keep playing. And then they did. And then that was kind of the end of that. But no, I don't. I mean, Jake Browning has at least 6 interceptions, right? I don't know what his.
He might be leading the league.
It's got to be more than that.
Well,
between him and Geno, they fighting for first place.
Geno Smith with the Raiders, I believe, has 9. Here's a stat, though, that tells you all you need to know about how bad this game was during the first half.
Jake has 8, by the way.
Okay, so he's so he wasn't the initial starter.
With 1 less game played.
Right.
Yeah.
And he still is almost at the league lead for interceptions.
Come on, man. You better off with Jameis. I'm not going to lie to you. You at least.
Well, if we're going to get a quarterback that's throwing picks, you might as well get the big plays.
At least yes, exactly. At least if you're going to have the league leading interceptions, you might as well do that. Here's a stat, though, that tells you all you need to know. At one point in this game, Jamar Chase was the leading tackler for the Bengals because he had made 2 tackles on interceptions, and he was tied for the lead in tackles because he made the tackle on both those picks. Like, that's pathetic, man. Like, that is criminal negligence. And of course, Zach Taylor gets exposed for being an idiot, as we have talked about. He is not a good coach. The fact that he lucked into Joe Burrow, and then Joe Burrow basically has covered a lot of the holes on this team. And even last year, how much did he cover? He helped you score a bunch of points. He threw for a bazillion yards, and you missed the playoffs because you can't figure out a defense, and you can't figure out how to win other than by scoring 40. And so those problems were not addressed. They pretty much went out with the same defense, hired a different coordinator. All the problems are there in Cincinnati. And I know some of that goes to the Brown family being the Brown family, but they are at least paying wide receivers and offensive talent to try to get them, weapons for whatever quarterback is there. Since Joe Burrow is always hurt, you got to give him a better option than Jake Browning.
All the Browns fans that they said they were willing to trade Cincinnati Deshaun Watson.
Browns would be willing to make that trade. Go right ahead. So yesterday we talked about Sunday Night Football. The Patriots got it done against the Bills. That was a nice victory for them on the road. Handing the Bills their first loss. There's no undefeated teams left in the NFL. Did you see the thing that the fan did in this game? It was in the first half. There was a guy sitting in like the corner of the end zone, on the rail, like right at the lowest row of seats you can.
Okay.
And the field's pretty close there. Bills Stadium that they're getting rid of, which is
Did they throw a
sad.
green object on the field again?
No. There were no foreign objects thrown on the field.
Okay.
No dildaroons this time. However, an object got thrown into the stands. Football.
Oh, yeah. And
Josh Allen kind of just threw it away, and it went into the stands. This dude caught it.
It took off.
And he ran up the stairs with it, past 3 security guards who all kind of looked at him, but none of them did anything.
Yeah.
I hope he made it out with that football.
They say you're not supposed, unless the player gifts it to you, you can't keep it.
Yeah. But that's what I know is, he had great seats for this game. He's right there on field level. And yet, in the first half of this game, he said, I don't care, I got a football. I'm wondering, Dylan. I mean, Tyvis, I would guess you wouldn't leave a game just because you got a football. You played in the NFL.
Why? Yeah. Why
I would guess you wouldn't care about that.
I would just take my ball. I'd just take the ball after the game.
But I would think, Dylan, I'm curious how you would feel about it because I would actually be torn because those are cool seats. You get to sit down that low.
Why would you leave?
Because you have a football. If Josh Allen's your favorite player and you caught a pass from Josh Allen in the stands and it's like it's an official game used ball, it was on network television, everyone can verify it is real, it's your football. You got a story forever if you make it out of that stadium with that ball. But he missed an epic game because the second half of that game was great.
Or you could just say, hey, it was on national television. I caught a pass from Josh Allen. And then that'd just be the end of it.
No, you got to keep the souvenir.
Oh, my God.
I would actually think about it. Dylan, would you take the souvenir or would you just flip it back and say, whatever, I want to stay here?
I would have tried to keep the ball, but if they wouldn't have let me keep it, I would have just stayed for the game. The piece of merchandise I would have wanted from last night's game were the jerseys that the Bills were wearing. My, oh, my.
Do you want that loser's jersey?
Just the jerseys yesterday in the NFL in general were kind of gas. But my friend, I got to read a text from my friend Trevor because he said
he liked the creamsicle ones.
The Bucs Seahawks game, which had two Ohio State wide receivers going crazy, that also had both of them in throwbacks, and that was great.
The Jets were wearing their black jerseys, and the Cowboys
that
were
worked
wearing
out
their
real
nice
well
ones.
for them, didn't it? That was a great game for the Jets. God, by the way, in the city of Columbus, if you don't have like Red Zone or you weren't watching Sunday Ticket, the two games you got were god awful. That Jets Dallas game and then Houston obliterating the Ravens, which I enjoyed watching, but like I'm just saying, you watched two games that had no juice in them. In a weekend where there were a ton of comebacks and great games, we got two in Columbus that were just god awful.
So my friend Trevor, he said he was studying the Bills jerseys while having a boner and wanted to know
what? Hold on. I don't need
because that's how excited he got over the Bills jerseys.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know about any of that.
So while studying that, he wanted to know if I noticed that Josh Allen has a gold patch on his jersey for being the MVP. I guess that's the thing that they started last year.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I only knew the Man of the Year.
Yes. So he said it was similar to the Man of the Year patch. They now have a patch for Josh Allen. It's gold. And the only reason why he noticed it was because, those white jerseys made him very excited. And he was looking them up and down. And he noticed the gold patch that Josh Allen now has.
I'm still disturbed that your friend was aroused by the jerseys. But I will say, I'll say this. If you listened to the game last night, Mike Tirico was not a fan. And I actually felt bad for him, even though Mike Tirico's not my favorite announcer. But he was saying how up in the broadcast booth, because it was a white jersey with shimmery silver number on it, and the Bills' helmets matched it. I mean, it was a cool look. But he pointed out, we can't see these numbers because it's all like a white blob from the broadcast booth. So they
can understand
looking
that.
at the TV.
If you ever called the game, I can understand that.
And
you
I will
get
tell you
mad
this.
at jersey choices.
I will tell you this. I guarantee you if they did that in a Buckeye game, Paul Keels would lose his mind. Because that is also something that Paul has talked to us about just dealing with, like, you can't see the numbers. You're trying to call the game and you're looking to see, all right, is that who I thought it was? But you can't confirm the number. So you just kind of have to, guess. At least if it's the home team, you can see it a little bit better because you know what some of these guys look like. But yeah, especially for the away team, if you're calling it for the other team, that's difficult. So anyway, yeah, Mike Tirico did not like that at all.
I meant to, Tyvis, do you remember the white jerseys you guys wore? I think it was 2012 or 2013 against Michigan, whichever away game.
My favorite ones that I ended up getting. Every time we wore it, I got an interception in.
Okay,
that's good.
So those were new then, right? Those are when they came
the
out.
Nike Combats, the all white ones.
I have one. I have a 5.
Why that number?
Because back then that was the only number they really sold. It's not like you had a plethora of numbers. This is pre-NIL, Tyvis.
Yeah,
Braxton need to get paid.
Yeah, he should.
Anyway, so I have one of those jerseys, right? So I've probably had it for clearly over 10 years. And I was out, whatever the last tailgate I went to, the OU game. And someone wanted to buy the jersey off my back. They said, I'll give you $100 for this right now. I was ready to take it off and give it to them.
Really?
I was like, yeah, I've had this jersey for a while. I probably paid around $100 when I got it. Return on investment, over 10 years later, yeah, you could have it. And one of my friends was like, no, Dylan, I got you. I'm gonna get you more money for this.
Oh,
he talks to the dude for 5 minutes. He comes back. I'm like, where did the guy go? Oh, he left. I'm like, oh, okay. You're going to get me more money for this jersey. You ended up making the guy leave, and I got no money for this jersey. But is that jersey a jersey worth keeping? Like, did my friend actually help me out? Should I just keep the jersey for life?
The Buckeyes are undefeated in that jersey. And again, Tyvis Powell had 2 picks. Actually, Tyvis saved the season in that jersey.
That's right.
So it's a pretty and Braxton had a heck of a game in that jersey. So
Dylan, it probably didn't help that your buddy had a full-on pants tent while he was talking to you.
It wasn't that Fred, but you know what? Maybe that was the case with him as well.
We wore those against the team up north, and we wore those when we beat Penn State in the whiteout.
Overachiever of the week coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still looking pretty busy when it comes to your early Monday morning commute. We are noticing a couple crashes out there just in our southwest corner over by Harrisburg. We are noticing a crash 71 northbound just past State Route 56. Expect lane closures out there. Hey, a similar situation for folks in Powell just west of the area. We are noticing a crash State Route 257 at East Glick Road. Expect lane closures there in both directions. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day. The kitchen drain has had enough. The toilet's called it quits. The faucet in the master bath, it's throwing childish fits.
In a flash, I'm at your door to win your water war. I battle leaks and clogs and drips until they are no more.
Free service call with your plumbing repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. Covering college football every week shows you how momentum changes everything. That's what Awaken 180 did for me. Once I started, the progress kept building. I feel more confident, more comfortable in my own skin, and I've got energy again. The numbers matter, but the real story is how much better I feel now. If you want that kind of momentum in your life, to do it and then keep the weight off, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Fresh Tyson Natural Chicken Bone-In Drumsticks, thighs, or wings are on sale. Select varieties or buy one, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until July 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average, federal insured by NCUA.
Your game day headquarters is here at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The only place to watch and win. Catch every play on more than 30 TVs and over 50 feet of video wall. Score tickets, signed professional and college sports memorabilia, and pen cash prizes. Join the watch parties for every home team game with a tailgate buffet and bucket specials. Plus, get official game day swag with every table reservation. Game day lives here, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Dylan, we talk a lot of NFL on this show, but I know, Dylan, you're a fan of Taylor Swift. What's the game tonight that we have in Monday Night Football?
Chiefs Jags?
Yeah. Taylor Swift's new album came out. Have you listened to the song Wood by chance?
I sure have.
Are you familiar with the post-chorus in that song that gets a little interesting?
T-Bone, I'm familiar with every song on the album.
Good. So you know then that song, here I'll just read you a couple lyrics, Tyvis. This is a song.
He can't even get my name. Titus, Travis,
Tyvis.
Go ahead.
Forgive me, it sounds cocky. He amatized me and opened my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Just saying tonight.
You need length and girth in this league.
That's right. Hugh Freeze knows what's up. I'm just saying, when you're watching this game tonight.
People eating this up, huh?
Travis Kelce.
Well,
you wonder.
I'm glad she feels that way because I have Travis Kelce on my team, so I need him to refrain from those activities.
How would that go
after the game?
In the locker room, if you found out that one of the guys on your team, big star, nobody, doesn't matter. If you found out that his fiance now, pop star, wrote a song specifically about his anatomy, would that just go unnoticed, or would everybody in the room have something to say about that? Because I feel like no one would leave that alone. Am I wrong?
I'll walk over to him and dap him up and say, "Bro, you got the juice. Teach me your ways. What you got? Hey, I need my man. What you going to Tri-State Men's Health to?"
That's right. I feel like the way that you do that, if you're the Chiefs, is like he scores a touchdown, that is the song you play. You just blast that out of the stereo. Just let it go.
There's no way he doesn't have 200 yards receiving tonight.
Oh, I'm saying, you got to think about him as a possible touchdown play in all your leagues.
Anytime touchdown.
I'm down 50 points. I need all of them tonight.
Over every receiving prop they offer at the book, over.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you on that.
Travis is cooked.
No, he's not.
Yes,
he's getting gassed up tonight.
He's cooked.
It's going to happen.
And now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our overachiever of the week.
Let's start here. College football. I actually all have college football overachievers today. Nico Iamaleava, 17 for 24. 166 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air, but also 128 yards, 16 carries for 3 touchdowns on the ground. That is UCLA quarterback, former Tennessee quarterback. When Jim Knowles' defense went up against him with Tennessee, when they played at the Shoe, that didn't go so well for him.
Mm-hmm.
But now Jim Knowles has gone to Penn State. Penn State goes to UCLA. Jim Knowles' defense did nothing against UCLA.
And an offensive coordinator that looks like he's 19 years old and was literally calling his first game.
Oh, yeah. That was Jerry Neuheisel, right?
Yes.
Neuheisel's son. Yeah. Just an all-around decimation by that UCLA offense on Jim Knowles' defense. We can point and laugh at him. We can point and laugh at James Franklin. We have. But let's stick to the topic here. Overachiever of the week. How about a former Buckeye, Evan Pryor, running back for the UC Bearcats? 111 yards on 10 carries in their. Did someone call that? UC playing Iowa State. UC
someone on this show.
Dylan
layup.
I think Dylan had a layup. playoffs. They were
Iowa State had no corners.
Yeah, but they were a ranked team going in to play UC, and UC got it done. But shout out to Evan Pryor getting it done there on the ground. And then in the game that I think a lot of you probably watched, if you flipped away from the Buckeye game to watch anything else, it might have been that Miami-Florida State game. Wide receiver Malachi Toney, 7 catches, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. But here's the thing. The start of September, was 17 years old playing college football. He turned 18 just a few weeks ago. Now, he might be the best freshman in college football. If you watch Miami play, he is electric. He is great. He will be getting Heisman buzz over the next couple of years.
He turned 18 in Miami at Miami University.
Yeah.
And he just had this big game.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! What a time. Yeah, I know what he did.
Did he also go to Tri-State Men's Health? I'm not following. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is.
Let's hope that he went there. He went to Tri-State Friday.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
He was running on 3 legs Saturday.
Do you have to be 18 to go to Tri-State Men's Health? I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
That's a good question.
I'm sure we can.
I can't believe you didn't say Carnell Tate.
Well, I mean, we talked about the Buckeyes. Carnell Tate
Is
had a
he
great
not
game.
an overachiever?
He was an over. But you know what? I have higher expectations.
9 catches for 183 yards?
Yeah,
What more do you want?
He probably deserved to be a part of the segment.
He met my expectations. That's not over. All these other losers, I don't have any expectations for. Him, he's a champion. I know he's a champion. I'm not surprised at all when he does that. By the way, I have 9 Inch Nails tickets to give away, so we will do that next hour. Also, Joshua Perry joining us at 8:30. We will talk to our former Buckeye about all things college football. Speaking of, big weekend in college football last weekend. Penn State lost. Texas lost. What does that mean for the AP Top 25? We'll tell you next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we do have a new crash to report this morning, and this time it's happening over by the airport. The left shoulder is currently blocked on 670 and 62, that westbound direction, just past Airport and Cassidy Avenue, also known as Stelter Road out there. Again, the road a little bit restricted, so do be mindful as you step out the door this morning. Plan ahead if you can. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
We have got big things ahead.
Fox Tonight has the hits and the humor.
Here's the good news. You finally got a question right.
First, Halo John, can you name that tune?
Yeah!
Then,
I'm Kathy Griffin. I'm Eliza Schlesinger.
will comedian Roast Masters get burned by Jay Lynch?
I am not confident that even one of them knows how to answer a knock-knock joke.
All new Celebrity Name That Tune and Celebrity Weakest Link.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993, or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
I used to have a beautiful jump shot, but then I broke my wrist and lost my range of motion. But with QC Kinetics, I got my jump shot back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. People just like you are finding lasting relief without steroids, medication, or surgery. You'll see their best orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Ray Tesner. Here's how it works. Your blood contains tiny healing tools. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Tesner and his team get to the root of where your pain stems from. By putting these natural elements to work, your body can revitalize your joints, literally using your own power to heal. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. If your back, knees, or shoulders are keeping you from enjoying life, explore all your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Call QC Kinetics today and schedule a free consultation with Dr. Tesner and his team. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Did you want information on the Ohio Lottery's Rolling Cash 5? Okay, Rolling Cash 5 is a daily draw game where you select 5 numbers from 1 to 39 and win by matching 2, 3, 4, or 5 numbers. Jackpots start at $100,000 and grow until someone wins. You can learn more at ohiolottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio? Okay.
Truck drivers, it's time to take your skills to a company that invests in your safety and comfort. Schneider's newer and well-maintained equipment keeps drivers moving and making money. Our trucks are spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Plus, we offer a huge selection of driving jobs so you can find a job with the home time and schedule you've been looking for. Upgrade to a better driving job today. Search jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Ohio State Buckeyes kicked off the weekend with a dominating 42-3 win over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Carnell Tate had a breakout game, finishing with 9 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. Julian Sain also had a solid game, passing for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Buckeyes will travel to Illinois to play the 17th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini on Saturday. The Cleveland Browns traveled to London to play the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. After leading for all of the fourth quarter, the Vikings scored with 25 seconds left in the game to beat the Browns 21-17. And the Cincinnati Bengals hosted the Detroit Lions yesterday, but they lost by a final score of 37-24. This update was sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. Click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right in there. Sorry for my voice today. I've had some congestion all weekend. I'm trying to get through that. I feel fine, but my voice is just kind of gross today. However, I told Tyvis, I got the real stuff. I went to the pharmacist, got the Sudafed, because now it's behind the counter. Got to keep that away.
Did you know that?
Because Walter White's out there trying to make meth out of it.
Did I ever tell you the story about how I almost failed my NFL drug test because of Sudafed?
No.
So I didn't know that, like, Sudafed was like, that can't be in your sample.
Because it has a similar, like,
I don't know.
I wonder if it has to do with the meth thing or no?
It's on the banned list.
Really?
Of NFL stuff.
You can't take Sudafed.
Right.
Well,
so listen.
You can take Toradol all day long. But Sudafed you can't
right.
take. Okay,
so this is what happened. Remember I told you I take Claritin D, and that has Sudafed in it. So I had just took my Claritin D, and the guy was like, well, I'm about to come get a sample from him. So I'm thinking.
Did you have to get the Whizzinator out?
No, I just peed. Because I called my agent, and I said I didn't know that Sudafed was in the pee. I didn't know. I mean, in Claritin D. And he says, well, you're allowed to have a specific, it's like a certain amount that is legal. So I guess I met that amount.
Okay.
But I thought, like, I'm going to have Sudafed in my, it's going to be in there.
What do they also do? They check to see if you have an RV with, like, a chemistry student in it? Do they check to see if you have a pizza on your roof? Like, there's other signs they have to look for.
All I know is in that moment, when I found out that you could be suspended for Sudafed and I had it in my sample, I was going to be just like every other athlete. I didn't know.
Yeah. No one believes you on that. No one believes you.
At that moment that I believed them. Like, I see why you really don't have an idea.
Yeah, that's a little different, right? Than like when Manny Ramirez has like a fertility drug for like pregnant women, and you're like, I don't know if that one is as normal to have in your system, but whatever. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I had no idea. So if you see someone get popped for some kind of drug thing, just know it could be Claritin D or Sudafed. Good to know. Ohio State, they had no problems with Minnesota. They won 42-3. It was dominant performance. We talked about it earlier. Minnesota did not provide any resistance defensively to Ohio State, and you got to see this offense have explosive plays. They were rewarded with continuing to be the number one team in the country. 40 first-place votes in the AP poll. Number 2 team in the land was Miami. They improved to 5-0. They beat Florida State in a game that really wasn't as close as the score looks, but it was 28-22, but they were dominant in that game for the most part. They had 21 first-place votes. Oregon was next up. They were idle this week. They had 5 first-place votes. Then you've got Oregon.
You mean to tell me, let's pause for a second.
Sure.
Let's pause 10 seconds so stations can identify. No, you mean to tell me out of 66 votes, 21 people feel that Miami is better than Ohio State? Is that what you're telling me?
I think there's at least 21 people who feel like Miami has played better competition, which may or may not be fair.
They don't sue the Fed.
Well, I don't think that causes you any issues, really. I think it's just more. Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, that's where we're at with those 3 teams. Just look at the rest of the top 5. Ole Miss is 4. Texas A&M, they got a quote-unquote big victory against Mississippi State. I don't think that Mississippi State team was very good, but because it's the SEC and it's a team that was looked at as being like, oh, wow, they could possibly upset Texas A&M. Well, they didn't. They got smoked, and Texas A&M improves to 5-0. They're in the top 5 now. Rounding out your top 10, Oklahoma, Indiana, Bama beating Vanderbilt pretty significantly, Texas Tech beating Houston fairly significantly, and then Georgia doing the same thing to Kentucky. That is your top 10. Of the other Big Ten teams, Michigan is at 15. They beat Wisconsin. It wasn't that close. Illinois beat Purdue. Also not that close. And then that is it, because Texas and Penn State both fell out of the top 25. Penn State being the Big Ten school I was looking for, they are not there. Neither is Texas, which we haven't talked much about that Texas game, but Arch Manning, again, not great on the road in Florida. They had a lot of other issues in that game, to be fair, but losing to the Florida Gators, not a good look for Texas or Arch. Your guy, Dylan.
Where you at? Come on, let's hear it. Where is Dylan on the Arch? Paul Feinbaum and jumped off. Every other national person and jumped off. You are the only one that's publicly not said where you stand on the Arch Manning train.
Okay,
that you were driving at the beginning. He's the best player ever. Oh, I'm right there. I'm telling you guys. This Archibald Manning. Remember all that? Let's hear it. Where you at?
So at the end of the game, Louis Riddick, he was doing a color commentary, and he talked me off the ledge because he said he saw really good things from Arch in the second half and going forward, that he thinks Arch will be a good quarterback. But I'll tell you what, I got to be honest with you guys. During the game, when I was watching him and I was watching his stupid throwing motion that he now has, I was like, man, Arch looks like ass.
Yeah.
He looks bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when the backup Cold as ice.
Cold.
Comes off the bench and just throws a dime.
Yes.
I was like, Arch's helmet came off. I was like, Steve, tell the trainer to go check on Arch for a concussion. That's what I would have done if I was Steve Sarkisian.
Oh, they would have been on that. If it was you running the broadcast, they would have just had the music, and they'd been like, we don't know. Apparently, Arch Manning's injured. The music is playing. He's not allowed back in the game. We're not sure why this is. We don't know.
I don't even know Texas's backup quarterback's name. All I know is that he came in there and he threw one pass, and it was a seed. And then he had to come out of the game for them to just eventually lose it.
I knew it was really bad when you get on Twitter and all you see in your timeline is apologies to Steve Sarkisian because last year it was, why are they playing Quinn Ewers over Arch Manning? He doesn't really want to win. And now it's like, we see. We get it.
I'm trying to remember. There was a former coach who said that this offseason. Was it Steve Spurrier, maybe? Who had kind of like well, hell, if he's so good, why didn't he play last year? Everybody, like, kind of saying, I don't know that I believe all this Arch hype. And his whole reasoning was they've had this guy that they didn't believe in for the last couple of years at quarterback. Why didn't Arch play if he was so talented? And now you see why. The answer is because Arch probably wasn't much of a better option than Kombucha Boy. So like that's just what you have to do. You have to deal with the fact that Texas does not have any good quarterbacks, and it might be that Arch. I still say he needs to transfer out just for his own. Like
he got to do a Carson Beck. Carson,
go reset.
All the hype was on him. He was supposed to be the number one pick, supposed to be the Heisman. Completely just folded under that pressure, so he need to go somewhere where nobody's going to think that of him, and he just balls out.
Carson
but it can't be. I don't want him to go to like Tulane or anything like that. It need to be like Pittsburgh or something like that. Okay. It need to be somewhere that's like still good competition. But like if he go to the Big 12 now, they ain't really got a lot going on over in the Big 12. Texas Tech might be the new dogs over there. You go over there and do some things in the
find
the Big 12.
Texas Tech Texas Tech and like the rest of the Big 12. They always have like 5 or 6 teams that are just we have no defense, but we're going to throw it 50 times.
Yes,
and like go play for one of those teams and put up ridiculous numbers.
Yep,
it may help you just kind of find something, but yeah, he needs to fix that throwing motion. It does not look good.
So I brought this up to you guys in the group chat, but this was before the poll came out. And I did not think that Penn State and Texas were just going to fall out of it altogether. And, now if you just look at the rankings and the schedule, the 2 biggest games for Ohio State are Illinois and Michigan. Like, you guys said you're like, when it comes to Ohio State and the way they're playing, it's irrelevant. But to me, I know that I'm going to be annoyed of the perception now because a lot of the reason why nationally people thought Ohio State was good was because they beat Texas. Now that win is just thrown in the garbage can as not a good win. And so it's like, that's what you're going to hear now is that Ohio State doesn't play anybody because these 2 big games that were on their schedule before the season don't look like big games anymore.
Let's call a spade a spade. The Buckeye is going to probably be the Buckeyes versus the Ducks in the Big Ten championship. That is the national championship right there. No matter what if the national championship doesn't consist of those 2, that is the national championship in my personal opinion. Oregon versus Ohio State. I think those are the 2 best teams in college football. You can give me the Miami thing. Maybe we'll see them in the championship. Maybe Oregon, Ohio State makes it to the championship and goes against Miami. But that Oregon and Ohio State Big Ten championship game that I'm predicting right now is going to be a banger.
Yeah, it'll be a great game. And I'm with you that, look, the strength of schedule doesn't matter to me because if they're undefeated, then they're undefeated. They will be the 1 seed, no questions asked. So of all the years, they're the defending champ. Like, I can't see them moving off the 1 line with being undefeated until they have someone knock them off. The other part of that, though, is let's say they move down to 2 or 3 and they're undefeated. They're still going to get a top 4. Like, I don't see any scenario where they're not getting a top 4 draw based on their schedule. So the only way that would happen is if they lose a game, which is obviously possible. It's a long season, but
they better not.
That's the other part of nobody looks very good is like, yeah, so hopefully you go out there and can just play your game, handle it, and then have a bunch of backups playing in a bunch of games you weren't expecting to. Hopefully they have to burn a bunch of red shirts because a bunch of freshmen have to play because they're so dominant. I would prefer that over having to be, oh, yeah, we have the best strength of schedule. And every game is like, oh, yeah, and we had 3 guys knocked out because it's the toughest opponents we've ever had. This week against Illinois will be a good test. I don't think it's going to be much different than anything else that they've played so far this year. I think it'll be like the Washington game. They'll hang tough for a little bit, and Ohio State will dominate them in the second half. Speaking of the Buckeyes, 2 Buckeyes just battled it out in an epic NFL game yesterday. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning to you. Well, for folks who live in Southwest Columbus, the road's still not looking any better for your commute this morning, unfortunately, and that's because of a crash we're still noticing on Frank Road right along 71, but it's particularly that eastbound direction on Frank Road at Hall Road. All lanes still closed this morning after a dump truck hit part of a bridge out there. Again, still an active situation as we do have ODOT officials as well as police in the area. The detour just in case here takes 71 southbound and 270 eastbound instead. Go up 23 northbound in that direction. That'll get you back where you want to go. Frank Road in that eastbound direction. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Guys, this season is game on at Synergenics and Low T Center, the MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. Ready to tackle low energy and achieve your health goals like a pro? We've got the winning game plan with personalized TRT. Book a free consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia or tickets to major sporting events. Female patients also eligible. For more information or book an appointment, visit TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Bills piling up? CME can help you wrap up your debt into one simple, manageable signature loan with rates starting as low as 8.75% APR. Instead of juggling stacks of statements, let CME help you unwrap peace of mind this season. APR from 8.75%. Terms and eligibility apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
As we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we recognize the enormous contributions of Hispanic and Latino Americans in our country. And we recognize the importance of ensuring all students are respected and reflected in their curriculum. Let's make sure our students can be proud of who they are so they can dream big for the future.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Other stations in town have started using AI voices. It's because they're cheap and they think you're stupid. Well, we may think you're stupid, but we don't think you're cheap, damn it. We're live and local with real people. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center. We will start off the work week on the quiet side in the morning with temperatures in the 50s, and then we'll see clouds increasing throughout the day today. Could see some stray showers and storms, although most of central Ohio should remain dry. We'll see daytime highs in the low 80s, and then for tonight, we'll see partly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the 60s, and scattered showers and thunderstorms return to our forecast on Tuesday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact forecast.
What's the point of watching football all weekend if you can't overanalyze it?
Reaction Monday is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
I can't get used to this weather, man. We're in October. It's supposed to be chilly, and yet you go outside. Yesterday I was outside. It was nice and warm out. But then at night, you get up, maybe middle of the night, and you see it's a little chilly out there. Maybe you sit by your windows, and you can feel some of that cold air coming into your house. If that's where you are, go ahead and eliminate those annoying drafts that you're getting with your old builder-grade windows, maybe just windows that have been doing the job for a while, but they've kind of worn out their welcome. Now you can go get top-quality replacement windows from Window Nation. They have some of the best replacement windows out there. Their crews finish the job in 1 day or less. Plus, their windows come with a lifetime warranty, so you need to get them checked out right now. And in fact, you can call Window Nation or go on their website, and when you get involved with their deal that they've got this month, there is essentially no limit to how many windows you can replace to get this deal. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free. And that's, you buy 2, you get another 2. You buy 4, you get another 4, on and on and on. As many as you need. That total price includes 1-day installation. Plus, make no payments for 2 years. No monthly payments, no down payment, no interest until 2027. Frees up a little money for the holidays coming up. Perhaps you need that. That's a great thing you can get from Window Nation. Do it today. Check them out. WindowNation.com. The fast free estimate now with the pros at Window Nation. The place to do it is WindowNation.com. Schedule yours today. WindowNation.com. I have 9 Inch Nails tickets coming up, Tyvis. I'll give away very soon. You're a big 9 Inch Nails guy. Their song Closer.
Do you think I know a 9 Inch Nails song?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, they have a lot of this in their songs. They do
having sex.
They talk about that. They do a lot of that. 9 Inch Nails songs, closer for sure.
Is Travis Kelce now part of 9 Inch Nails?
He might be. I don't know.
9 Inch Nail.
I don't know what he has.
Well, he's definitely a CWB. I tell you that.
Oh, is that? See, now you can't just do that. I don't have to. There you go.
Was he a CWB before he had a song written about his anatomy?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now he's a 2-time certified.
He grew up in Cleveland. He a CWB off of just principle.
There we go. I like that. Well, you'll see him tonight. Obviously, Monday Night Football. Yesterday, if you didn't see this, the game of the day, in my opinion, was the Browns-Vikings. No, it was Tampa Bay and Seattle, because you had just an epic matchup, among other things. It went back and forth. There were just a lot of points being thrown around. If you like defense, maybe that wasn't your favorite thing, but Baker Mayfield was throwing for over 350 yards. Sam Darnold threw for 340 in this game. But the reason both those guys could do that is because they have targets to throw to, like Emeka Egbuka, who went for 163 yards on 7 catches and a touchdown. Him too. Yeah, Gronk didn't get that right when they were doing the highlights of this game. Jackson Smith and Jigba, though, he also had a tremendous game, 132 yards and a touchdown catch. And in this game, you had some tremendous calls by Kevin Harlan, just making the moment even bigger.
3rd down, 15, Mayfield. Winds up, throws, caught, touchdown! Egbuka right on the money. Mayfield with a touchdown throw. And the Buccaneers are back on top.
Yeah. They won on a last-second field goal after Sam Darnold threw a atrocious pick right at the end of the game that essentially gave the Buccaneers prime field position to kick the winning field goal. But that game was great. Buckeyes showed out. I saw everyone from Mina Kimes to other former players were out there just saying, this is why you draft Ohio State wide receivers.
Yeah, you seen me talk to Sherm, tweet at Sherm.
Yeah, Richard Sherman was tweeting about it.
Sherm would have been, listen, he had his tweet perfect. The Seahawks/Bucks game is an Ohio State University wide receiver showcase. I tweeted him and said it would have been perfect. We got to get him to add Go Bucks, #Go Bucks. I'm working on him. We got to work on that part, and he would have been perfect.
He's a Stanford guy. What are you going to do?
I don't care.
He's gonna rep Stanford.
No, he I don't think he wants to do that right now. I don't know what Stanford's situation is right now,
but I don't think it's much of anything.
I wouldn't be a proud Cardinal if I was them. Just
serious question. Stanford is in the ACC?
Yes.
Okay, just double check.
Yes.
Broncos had a big comeback against the Eagles. If you didn't see that game, that was a pretty good look for them. Bo Nix doing things, making good on his kind of potential. He looked pretty good. Eagles down the stretch, they couldn't really get their offense going late in that second half. Did you see the Hail Mary? I don't even know if you call it a Hail Mary. It was like 30 yards.
The attempt?
Yeah, at the end of the game. They throw it up, and both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are there.
Yes.
And A.J. Brown essentially broke up the pass from Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
And they already have a little bit of I need to get more involved in the offense kind of thing going, but those guys, so that probably won't help things there in Philly.
That one's gonna come to it's gonna come to an end at some point. The AJ Brown thing, the subliminal tweets, the cryptic message after games about not getting the ball and all those things. Some point,
yeah.
They're going to go their separate ways.
DeVere Posey was filling in for Rothman on Friday, I believe, and he basically made the analogy to Cole and Maddie was imagine just having to just run constantly and then run back for no reason. That's what the Phillies wide receivers are doing.
Right.
And he said, I did that a lot in my career, but they're these bona fide NFL wide receivers that they feel like they're essentially just running for no reason. Just run and run back. Get out of the huddle, run her out, come back. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. I guess, I never
defense. That's how I look at it. Play defense.
Yeah, you never got
run. If you in defense, you want to run. You run, you have fun.
Yeah. If you're always hitting people, that's probably not the greatest thing.
But I was shocked that Philly essentially blew this game because they kind of refused to run the ball in the second half when they were gashing them in the first half, which, based off of what I just said, is very un-Philly like this year because it seems like they're almost running the ball to a fault, according to A.J. Brown.
Yeah, right. I don't understand what they were doing in that game, honestly, but hey, the Broncos came back, got the job done. There have been questions about if they're for real or not. Can they build on what they did last year? That goes a long way yesterday, getting that win for sure. Browns and Bengals both looked stupid and bad for different reasons, but at the end of the day, it's the same result. Bengals have a quarterback situation that is untenable. You cannot have Jake Browning out there. I don't care what he did in the fourth quarter. He looked terrible. You brought up that whole sequence they had where he
got a safety,
which a penalty negated.
Got a illegal hands to the face, so the safety was no more. Very next play, threw a pick that was either, I can't remember if he dropped it or he just stepped out of bounds, but they didn't get it. The third play right after that, pick.
Oh, it was, that's one where
you can't make this up.
He's going to get an email from the NFL. Well, they're going to say, we need to see your Venmo account and all of your
they
transactions.
They got my boy Emmanuel Classe and Luis Ortiz. They need to be investigating Jake.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's doing anything like that. I think it's easier to explain that away by he's bad. But I don't care what he did in the fourth quarter when the Lions pretty much knew they had that game won and put a base defense out there.
Oh, you want to know another crazy thing that happened?
Yeah.
2 teams that didn't win a game has won a game. It's only one team left. And guess who predicted that on the Browns pregame show? Guess who predicted be the last
I'm going to guess it was you.
Come on now. I know a thing or two. I know people believe that I don't know what I be talking about sometimes.
Oh, who thinks that?
There's some people.
They're stupid.
There's people out there
They're
that
wrong.
think that. But I knew the Jets would be the last team not to win.
The Jets are pathetic. That is, and by the way, if you are the Browns and you're looking like you may be fighting for the number 1 pick this year, we either need to stop winning games or we need to get serious about having somebody who can call plays, because Kevin Stefanski is not the answer, because he cannot call plays for this team because this offense looks atrocious. 1 first down in the entire second half. Is that right? They had 4 drives where they got 1 first down.
He played not to lose, and he didn't play to win. Like that's the thing. Like when you're on a neutral side, you're overseas, you go for it every chance you get. Your offense is doing pretty good. Like Quinshawn was running the ball really well. You had some nice plays where you was getting the ball to the outside and guys were making plays, and it just all went away. It's like I don't understand it. And then the timeouts that you called at the end of the game. Like, I didn't like the fact that what type of message does that send your team? Like, oh, yeah, we know they're going to score, so let's just try to preserve as much time as possible. No, the reason why a 2-minute drill at the end of a game is so hard is because it's pure chaos. People make rash decisions because they're moving so fast. If you call timeout, you're giving them time to draw up perfect, and they can go out there and operate without the chaotic stuff going on. That's why you gave up a touchdown. So to me, like, the whole thing was just butchered, and I don't understand why he did that. Like,
I don't either. I mean, I guess I do understand it's because he's not good at this, and he hasn't been good, and his offenses, the benefit used to be, but his offenses are great, air quotes. Go look at, it's been, 10 games since they've broken 20 points as an offense? That's going back to last year. That's not sustainable, and you can't win like that in the NFL. And, spoiler alert, they haven't. So that's probably why. The Breakdown with Joshua Perry coming up in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, if you are heading up 71 in that northbound direction, do be mindful just before you hit Harrisburg and over by Grove City. Do be mindful. We are still monitoring a crash out there just past State Route 56, London. Expect lane closures there and really, really slow drive times, looking at 5 miles per hour. Once again, 71 northbound in that direction just before you hit Harrisburg this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease a new 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE for just $189 a month. You heard it, $189. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Only at Great Lakes Hyundai, Columbus or Dublin, or GLakesHyundai.com.
GLakesHyundai.com.
With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10 miles per year, ends 11/3.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The Buckeyes, the Big Ten, and the rest of college football. We tackle it all in the Breakdown with Joshua Perry.
Every Monday, our guy, Joshua Perry, NBC sports analyst, former Buckeye, joins us on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Joshua, the red suit, tremendous. Enjoyed seeing you on NBC Sports this week, and that was pretty great.
I appreciate it. It was funny because I had never worn that one on air. I've had the suit for like 3 years. And so I go in the studio, and our studio, really well done. I'm like, damn, this one really pops. So I had a couple people reach out. Glad it looked good. Real quick before we get started, I'd just like to throw this out here. So I watched a little bit of NFL yesterday, probably more so than I typically do. And I am seeing some things where I'm like, there are people who all the time try to look down at college football. And they're like, well, the NFL is just a better product. The games are cleaner, the players are better, and I'm watching the first halves of these games, and everybody's just kicking field goals because these offenses. I mean, the Sunday night game, they had like 4 fumbles before 9.5 minutes in the second quarter, which was insane. You had this Titans Cardinals game where nobody could do anything properly. That thing was like watching the Three Stooges. And then, by the way, the greatest NFL coach that's ever put on a whistle comes to college football, and he's getting his butt kicked by everybody, including Clemson, who can't do anything right this year. They scored at one point. They had scored 4 times in 16 plays. They scored touchdowns. So I'm just going to put it on record. College football is the better sport.
Hey, you're not going to get a lot of argument from me. The NFL only crowd is typically, I've heard that term, the shieldies, are having a bad day with like Bill Belichick, their hero, going down to college and getting mortified by a not good Clemson team.
Well,
we didn't even get to talk about that game, but that was atrocious.
That's not fair. We're not going to sit here and act like North Carolina just has this great talent on their roster.
No, but he walked in thinking he would.
They're going to be worse than they were with Mac Brown. Like, let's be perfectly clear. And it's not even the fact that they're supposed to have talent. I knew that they were going to be bad. Bill Belichick and Lombardi and his GM and all those guys kept calling it the 33rd team, and they were saying that they were going to revolutionize college football. They're hustling backwards right now. That's the problem.
Well, let's talk about hustling forward, because the Buckeyes against. Is there any flaw in this team? You know, Ryan Day spoke after the game, and he said that they're at a point right now where it's hard because he's nitpicking. You know, what they need to be better on because they're going out and dominating in these games. Where is the flaw with the Buckeyes for you?
You know, I'm not really sure. And I'll tell you this, coaches are great at nitpicking, so I'm sure he's going to have a laundry list of stuff to go over for the week, which is where these guys need to be. It's still pretty early in the season. They looked phenomenal. I mentioned it on the pregame show. It felt like there was another gear for Ohio State offensively in particular, and then we saw the big play come and attack, right? So, like, anybody who had concerns about Julian's ability to throw the football down the field and can the offense be explosive, it's still explosive. To me, where I feel like they have maybe not put as much attention to detail or emphasis is the special teams game, right? For me, it's the, kicking field goals, like, got to be able to do that. Now, I'm also the person that says, if it comes down to your field goal kicker at Ohio State, then you probably didn't need to win that game in the first place. You should just be able to win it. But you need to have that on lock. Punting, punt returns, things of that nature. Probably not as big of a deal for them as it is for other programs. But if I'm going to lean on something, like maybe we flip a game with special teams in like a huge way. So that would probably be it. But I mean, like, replace a bunch of guys on defense. They've got a whole bunch of stars still. Julian's played very well. The running game looks great to me, not from just a, get it done standpoint in terms of yardage, but actually the schemes that they're using. I think they've done a really good job this year.
Joshua Berry joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Talking about how dominant Ohio State has looked thus far, you're right. There are some things we could nitpick, but the conversation in college football that I've heard has been, well, there's really not a dominant team out there. If it is Ohio State, I'm willing to hear that. Do you feel like Miami or Oregon or anybody else currently fits into that category next to Ohio State as far as being up in that upper echelon?
Yeah, the Oregon one is the interesting one because it's really I think, but after what Penn State did this weekend, like, I can't know that for sure. And Oregon really hasn't played anybody like tough outside of that. So I'd like to think they are, but I'm in wait and see mode. I'm sold on Miami. I think that their defense is much better than it was a year ago. And think about having Cam Ward, and they wasted that with the bad defense. But they've played much better on that side of the ball. I think that they're really good on both sides of the ball in the trenches. Carson Beck has looked a lot better as well. And they've got some really good skill players. Mark Fletcher, who I know a lot of Buckeye fans are sad we didn't get at running back, has been good. Their wide receivers are good, and that's a young group. So I put Miami right in that conversation. And frankly, I'm surprised more AP voters didn't have Miami as their number one team just based off of the resume at this point, because Ohio State is killing people, but the resume isn't there in terms of the big wins, especially with Texas going down. But it's Ohio State to me. Miami's in there. I have the question about Oregon, and then it feels like there is this wide gulf between whoever's next.
Which one is more surprising to you, Penn State being out of the poll or Texas?
I mean, Texas has just looked bad. I think Penn State has done this thing where they've played a bunch of really bad teams and they blew them out. And then the Oregon game was close, and they did the fake rally that they've done so many times at the end of that game. And so people are like, oh, they're really close. To go out to UCLA, and this is James Franklin, where he complains about their airport not having a long enough runway, so they had to travel 2 hours to Harrisburg to fly out to take the long trip out west. He did the same thing last year, by the way. The game was on CBS, and they were playing USC, where they got down, and then they came back and won that in overtime. Tyler Warren had 18 catches in that game. They didn't have that guy this year. But they did the same thing the last year they went out west, except for it's UCLA, who's very bad, couldn't stop anybody's run game, couldn't run the ball on anybody. Nico hadn't been able to open up the pass game because they have no wide receivers, and Penn State is the one that they do all this on. That, to me, is super shocking. They have no reason to be in the AP poll at this point. Neither Texas or Penn State have a win over a power conference team right now. And that is shocking because we are going into week 7 of college football.
I find the Jim Knowles angle on this to be very interesting because last year he was the defensive coordinator in a game where Nico Iamaleava came in with a bunch of hype, and we saw how that went for Tennessee. Now it's the same quarterback, albeit at a different program. It's the same defensive coordinator, albeit with different folks. Like, one of the only things that a variable you could throw into is who the head coach is and what the program is. And I think that doesn't that somewhat have to point to James Franklin a little bit, even though I know that's not his responsibility as the defensive side of the football. He is the head coach.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the letdown spot. Like, I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not in that building, but like James Franklin couldn't have handled last week very well if this is how they come out against a team who is basically lifeless. Like, this is the spot where you're supposed to get right and beat that team like 52-0, which is something that we expected that they would do. The Jim Knowles angle of that one is interesting. And by the way, I feel like we took our laps on Nico during the offseason, but people forgot why. He was such a coveted quarterback. He's big, he's strong, he can run the football, and he was throwing some darts on Saturday. Jim Knowles took 3 years to really get into the meat of the defense at Ohio State. They paid this guy $3 million to be elite today, and it felt like a bit of a miscalculation on how he installs his defense and gets guys going. So that's a part of it, too. Like, Penn State should have been much better. There's literally zero excuse, but he's probably only like a third of the way through his playbook. You said he's installed faster. It's hard for me to buy because everywhere he's been in the past, it's taken 2 or 3 years to really get into it.
That's a fact. Phil J., who criticized you last week on your outfit or your shoes, he says that your fit was on point this weekend. Fire, much better than last. So he wants to give you your credit for that. Josh, I
appreciate that.
There comes a time where I'm 31 now, right? So I have to admit things. When I look at this Buckeye defense, particularly in the secondary, I am well aware that I would have not played if I was on this roster. when you look at this linebacker unit, do you think that you would have made it?
This is the most shocking admission that I've heard. This is the guy who compared himself to Deion Sanders on one of my first hits on this show. He thinks he can hit, what'd you say, a home run in a major league? Like, this is, Tyvis Powell can do anything, so I'm shocked to hear this. Tyvis, I've said this every single week watching this defense, but if you put 2012 through 2015 Joshua on the 2025 Ohio State Buckeyes, I couldn't play. Arvell Reese is a freak of nature, right? Like, and he's as big as I am, and he moves way better than I do. He's stronger than I am. Sonny's a big guy who moves better than me. He started off playing safety. Like, I don't know where I would even fit in. I'd probably have to bulk up to like 325 pounds and just put my hand in the dirt and see if I could get vertical, because that would be my best chance to get on the football field. These guys are ridiculous from a skill and athleticism standpoint.
On that point, I saw Matt Miller, NFL draft scout guy on Twitter and social media. He had a post that said, last night, talk me out of Arvell Reese as a top 15 guy in the next draft. And I thought that
he draft eligible?
I don't even know. I'm saying, like, but I can't remember off the top of my head if that is or not, but I'm just saying, like,
I think he
that's
is.
how quickly that train has, like, started to take off with him. So Yeah,
he does everything.
Yeah, he's incredible. So this defense has been a lot of fun to watch. We'll keep breaking it down with you next week, okay?
All right, appreciate you guys.
There you go. That is Joshua Perry on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll come back at the buzzer next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Monday morning to you. Well, for folks taking 71 northbound, especially just before you hit Harrisburg heading into the city, do be mindful. We are still noticing some slow drive times, 6 miles per hour in this direction after a crash just past State Route 56 in London. That area still expects some lane closures here. Definitely utilize a detour too. Hop off 71 northbound, go to State Route 56 instead in that eastbound direction, get you onto northbound 62 and back eventually onto 71 in that northbound direction. Just go through Harrisburg to get you where you need to go this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Check out this great deal on select Lay's potato chips. They're on sale now. 4 bags for only $10 with your card when you buy 4. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. We have had some good weather over this fall. It's been mostly warm, but sooner or later, it's going to get cold. Maybe you're already starting to feel it in your house because your old drafty windows are letting in that air. Could be the builder grade windows that just came with your house. You thought you were getting great windows. Turns out they weren't as good as you thought. That's where Window Nation can help. This month, you can buy 2 windows and you'll get 2 more for free. There is no limit to how many windows you replace. Plus, your total price includes 1-day installation. Window Nation also has a deal where you don't have to make any payments for 2 years. Is that going to help out with your holiday bills a little bit? I would think so. And above and beyond all that, Window Nation also is giving away tickets to an Ohio State football game when you upgrade your home with Window Nation windows. Free windows, 0 payments for 2 years, all with Window Nation. Go to windownation.com. The estimate is free, the windows are great, and you can get Ohio State tickets. What's not to love? Go to windownation.com today. Once again, that's windownation.com.
It's been over 2 years since Bobby Carpenter had regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. He needed relief from knee pain, but he wanted to avoid surgery.
I thought I might have to have my knee scoped, had some injuries, some lingering pain from stuff that I had been dealing with from years of playing professional football, and things had kind of flared up again. I started talking to a friend of mine who's orthopedic, and he was like, well, try to avoid surgery if you can.
And you absolutely can avoid surgery. QC Kinetics provides patients with state-of-the-art regenerative treatments, orthobiologics from your own body that help heal and restore damaged, aching joints. And we'll let Bobby tell you about that.
It was all of a sudden that one day, a couple months later, I was here, let's go jog, let's try to see what I could do. And the more I did, I was pain-free with it, and it was actually a pretty remarkable process.
Before going under the knife, see if you're a candidate for non-surgical joint pain treatments at QC Kinetics. Call them today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Parents, are your teens good with money? No. Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
When you need a mini excavator or a not so mini excavator, lean on Green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and hardest working equipment experts in Columbus, we can help you take a big step toward a mini excavator in one of 17 different sizes, from 2,000 to 18,000 pound machines, with 6 to 24 feet of reach and 5 to 15 feet digging depth. Though in the most rental locations, and it's no wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on Green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Join Roth Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis, pick a number for me.
3.
Caller number 3 right now, 614-821-9710. You get 9 Inch Nails tickets. Yeah, 9 Inch Nails bringing their Peel It Back tour to the Shot on Friday, February 20th. The winner gets a pair of tickets to the show. Tickets go on sale Wednesday through Ticketmaster.com. So there you go. 9 Inch Nails. Ryan Baker is here. Bake, you ever listen to 9 Inch Nails? Did you ever get into them?
I mean, I didn't really get into them, but at my previous job, I had to listen to them a little bit.
At the Blitz, you heard them a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Never heard of them until right now.
There's a lot you haven't heard of. You need to expand your horizons.
I do need to get out more.
Yeah, you do.
I still never made it to a crew game, which was on my bucket list this year, and I didn't.
Oh, this is not the year to go see them.
I failed to do that this year.
Me and you, more Jackets games this year?
I'm going to a Jackets game. We all three of us. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Every time I go, they win, and they score a lot of points and hat tricks and fights. And
well, you need season
tickets.
tickets.
The other room that might have some pull over there.
Yeah,
Just
Dylan.
saying.
Dylan's over there all the time.
Pull over there?
Dylan's doing the games.
right now,
He's doing he does the radio stuff. He's the producer for the
that
radio.
guy right there.
Dylan Gonzalez, yeah.
I never like half the games.
Never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Dresses up in a suit, looks nice, like you on 10 TV.
I'm the only one here of the three of us that are usually on this show. I'm the only one that doesn't regularly have to wear a suit for my job. Like, I'm just dressing like this all the time.
I don't have to wear a suit.
Well, I know that.
When you do the interviews with the players, you don't be dressed up.
No, I wear a golf shirt.
Yeah, you can
when
do that.
When the last time you put on a shirt and tie?
That's a great question. It was probably a funeral, I'm guessing, or maybe my buddy's wedding 2 years ago.
What about you, T-Bo?
Probably it wasn't a wedding. What did I have? I know I had to do this within the last year, but I can't remember what it was.
It was a funeral.
Yesterday.
We had a family friend that passed within the past year, so that would be the last time I had a shirt and tie.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, though.
Way to bring up a painful memory.
I didn't know. Didn't know.
Yeah.
They were old. What old people do.
Where you at? So who wins the game first, Cincinnati or the Browns?
That's a stunning question.
Why do you have to choose violence?
I'm just curious where you at. Who you think is more likely to win their next game?
I would say the Browns because
they play Pittsburgh next.
They play Pittsburgh next, but then the schedule I believe is pretty easy for them.
Okay,
kind of lightens up some. I'm not sure with the Bengals.
Remember we were talking about it last week. How they got through the Steelers, then it gets a little easier.
Patriots, Jets.
So I don't think any of those teams are great. Even though the Patriots looked really good last night getting that win.
Cincinnati has
Buffalo.
Packers, Steelers, Jets, Bears.
Yeah, I would say I would go with the Browns based on that. But
even after what you seen yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, Minnesota's a pretty good team, and Cleveland probably should have won. They have a great defense, Minnesota does. So Cleveland probably should have won the game. Pretty poor. But listen, this is what we talked about yesterday on Fan Sports Sunday, Cole and I. Good franchises win games like that.
Yep.
The Browns don't. You go.
That's all you need to know.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a culture issue. And you said it on Twitter yesterday, Tyvis, that we're getting to that point where it's like you learn how to lose games. At some point, if you don't...
the worst part about losing is not losing, is getting used to losing.
Right, that's
and we're getting close to that.
No, I think they are used to it.
Yeah,
frankly.
Well, if that's the case, you got to blow the whole thing up. You got to blow the whole thing up.
They're 4-21 in their last 25 games. You're telling me they're not to that point?
Welcome back. How are you?
I didn't know you was. I didn't know you
was answering the phone.
I thought you were still on the phone over there.
And I hear you talking about the Browns schedule again, Tyvis. You're going to make me have an aneurysm. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah, it is over. It all ended yesterday. Whatever hope there was, but that's fine. The good news is, here's what I loved about yesterday. By 12:30, I was already done with it. I got to watch it. It was over. I dealt with it by 1 o'clock. And then I had the rest of my afternoon to enjoy watching other football.
That's what I said. Like, I don't even get sad about Cleveland anymore. Like, I'm used to the losing. So, like, it doesn't, I am numb to it. And by the way, like, I thought I was an angry fan and, like, got fired up and stuff. Dylan's like 31 and about to have a stroke.
Oh, I know. Dylan,
it's amazing. I don't know how he hasn't blown an aneurysm already.
I just don't understand why Tyvis could, if they do this against this team, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters with the Browns. It's over.
Why is Tyvis got to sound dopey?
I don't know. That's not how Tyvis sounds. I don't think so.
It does matter. The thing is, these are professional athletes. It matters.
Okay, in the grand scheme of things.
You got to break the season down into quarters. The first quarter, they went like 1-3. It wasn't great. Now they're 0-1. They got to find a way to get to 3-1.
Okay.
So what do you want them to do? You want them to win 5 or 6 games and get the 7th pick in the draft instead of
I want them to make me be right. I said they was going to go 7-10 or 8-9.
Let's lose.
I don't want that.
Let's lose as much as we can and get Caleb Downs and Francis Mauigoa.
Yeah, see, now I get behind some plans like that. What do you guys have coming up?
You want him to replace Ronnie Hickman?
Yes. If he can be better.
Buckeye crowd.
No offense, Ronnie. You're damn right I do.
Yeah. What do you guys have coming up on the show today, Baker?
We're going to talk a lot of college football because it was a wild weekend in the college football world. Austin Ward will come on with us at 10:30 and talk about the Buckeyes. Bill Bender of the Sporting News will join us at 11:30 to get a more national perspective.
There you go. Good stuff. Bishop and Friends coming up next.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
I don't know if you guys saw that Kirk Herbstreit ended up getting, he became bulletin board material for one of the teams in the baseball playoffs. During his call on Thursday night, Rams-Niners, he mentioned that what does Los Angeles have coming up the next few weeks? And he said, what is LA going to be doing in a few weeks? They're going to have the Dodgers probably in the NLCS by then.
Yeah.
Well, the Phillies said, hold on a second. We just started playing, and we're going to go. We take exception to that. Here's the problem. They lost game 1, the Phillies did. So I don't know how great of bulletin board material it was, but tonight is game 2. We'll
They
find
was
out.
up 3. I feel like they was up like 3-0. They lost that game.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think they were. Either way, you know what? I don't care. I hate the Phillies so good. I hope you lose every game.
Listen, I mean, I'm just saying, like, picking the Dodgers to win that series is
kind
of like saying you'd rather have Caleb Downs over Ronnie. Duh.
Pretty much exactly right. Bishop and Francis next. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are noticing yet another crash throughout the metro. This one happening just south of Marysville over by Jerome. And it's happening on 42, that northbound direction at Watkins, California Road. Expect lane closures in this area again because of that crash. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great Monday.